Total Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create that separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for that confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go berserk. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Say break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, we're caught on everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Vision new I've never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Do you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create that separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for that confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Deuce Show with the boss man. Hope you guys are feeling decent out there, man, after that game we just witnessed. Boss, how you feeling, man?
If y'all are feeling decent, give me your secrets because I feel awful. I'm not happy. I'm sad. I think it's not anger. It's a little bit of frustration, but it's mostly disappointment and sadness. A little bit of embarrassment. Where is my Pistons team? You're not here. That's how I feel. How do you feel?
I feel a lot of what you're saying, for sure. We have a lot to get to. My apologies for the delay, guys. I just got back from Paddling Party. They invited us out to the game tonight.
Yeah.
Great turnout. Got a chance to see a lot of people there. Corey Woods was there. My boy Tristan was there. Pistons Talk was there. Shout out to him. Easy was there. Chris was there. PL was there. Everybody was there, man, in the building. Jordan, we appreciate you guys for showing up, man. That was a lot of fun to be able to watch it with you guys. A lot of you guys who were here tuned in over there, so that was fun as well. Shout out to Paddle Apart, man. Great. Make sure you guys get out there for sure. Yeah, boss. We're down 3-1, man. We're down 3-1. We got a lot to get to.
Pretty much worst case scenario, other than 3-0. But
yeah. But there have been times when teams have come back from down 3-1 before. So we'll talk about that as well. Before we go any further, guys, we got to get to our PSA per usual.
Oh, yeah.
As you guys know, Boss and I, we are partnering for the month of April with Autism in the D. We're doing a fundraiser with them. They are a nonprofit that focuses on autism acceptance and inclusion. And we're going to be donating half of all super chats for the month of April to the Autism in the D Foundation for sure. We want to thank you guys a lot for your support. It's been immense. It's been great. It's been excellent. We appreciate you guys so much. You guys know it means a lot to me personally, with my family, with my boys, with this situation, right? So just being transparent with you guys, it means a lot. It means a lot to me to see just how much you guys are supportive outside of Pistons basketball. So I appreciate that for sure. Now, let's get to Pistons basketball. If you guys missed this game, the Pistons, they fall tonight to the Orlando Magic, 88-94 on the road, and they drop to 1-3 in this series, and they are on the brink of elimination. Like I mentioned, we have a lot to get to. Little Miss says she's here for our therapy. Hey, this is gonna be cathartic and therapeutic for all of us here tonight, Little Miss. We're gonna get through it though.
It's like when you're at a funeral and you can only laugh.
Yeah, laughing my pain, man. Laughing my pain for sure. So we appreciate
Oh,
you
man.
guys showing up. Charlie said she wished she missed the game. I'm screaming.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys, man, for all the support.
Mhm.
Guru 0509 says K's lack of urgency, smooth operator, like a days ago style, really starting to piss me off. Show some desperation for God's sake. He needs to grow up. I wouldn't say he needs to grow up. I wouldn't say he needs. I would.
Wrong source of words.
I understand what you're saying, though.
Urgency.
I
Like you said,
understand.
urgency.
Yes. So if that's what you mean, Guru, I feel you. I feel you. And I don't think it's just him. I think it's across the board.
Mhm.
As a team, they really got to look inside and say, you know, what did we work for all year? You know, so it's gut check time. Like we talked about after game 1, we said it's gut check time. They responded in game 2. I was hoping to see that kind of response again. We'll get to all that initial thoughts. Y'all kind of taking us there already, but we trying to make sure we keep it all in perspective and within context. But boss,
yeah,
I'm gonna let you tee off, man. Before we say that, real quick, as far as the injury report, Kevin Huerter was questionable with a left hip injury. He suited up, but I didn't see him after the first half. So I don't know if it re-aggravated. First quarter. Right. Okay, yeah. Exactly. So he looked good when he was in there, but he didn't come back. And we saw a lot of Caris LeVert. So we'll get to that as well. And guys, the poll is live. For the reason you guys thought that the Pistons, the biggest key to this loss, boss, we have turnovers, inconsistent play, lineups, and free throws. What do you think the chat thinks was the biggest culprit for this loss tonight?
I think you guys are gonna go how I'm going, and it's turnovers.
So turnovers is at 57%.
Okay, yeah.
And then inconsistent play is at 26%. Lineups at 15%, and free throws at 2%. So yeah, a lot of candidates, unfortunately, boss, like we talked about. But yeah, without further ado, boss, I'll let your boy. Initial thoughts. What stood out to you in this game?
I actually didn't hate the first. I still though, I didn't want a close game. We should be playing with more of something. But the first I wasn't mad at. The second I wasn't mad at either. We went on a 10-point run. Is when Stu was amazingly impressive. We had like a solid 7 minutes in the second quarter where we looked like our Pistons, and I was like, we're back. We let them back into it. And I was like, okay, we let it slip, but we'll bounce back. We'll do it. And I think the most frustrating thing about this, and I was talking to you about it, I didn't get to go onto the live show because I was a little bit behind. Couldn't sync
been
up.
Too much of a lag.
Yeah, it was a little tough. So I was watching the lives for the most part. I had to just shut off my brain for a little bit, but I was watching you. I was watching Eric Vincent on his, and I think he mentioned this too, and you guys in the chat, but also just it felt like we were fighting from a deficit, like a huge deficit the whole game. And it was like an average of like 4 or 5 points. Like just never get it going. And it was just so hard because it's just another win in this series that I feel like we gave to them. Like we gave it to them. The Magic aren't even playing good. And if you're a Magic fan, I see a couple of Magic fans in the chat, like congrats on, you deserve it. You won.
Y'all welcome.
Are yours, but
y'all won.
They shot poorly. They're not playing good they're not playing good basketball and when it's relative to other playoff teams and playoff games right now. So it's just hard to sit there and watch us just give it over. They definitely know how to hold it down and run their stretches and keep their momentum. And they know how to kill our momentum. And we just couldn't do that on our end. And just a lot of frustrating things. The turnovers for me were the biggest one, especially early. And then again, when we really needed it to happen, the fact that we came back in the first, I guess I should clarify. I'm not mad at the way the first ended. I was mad at the way the first started, but I wasn't mad at the way it ended. And then the second, the way it was going, I thought that for sure we were going to pull this out. And then we just, again, down the stretch could not do it. It had nothing to do with calls, had nothing to do with reffing, nothing like that. It was completely our own fault on that. And then a couple players that I didn't want to see on the court at certain times were there. And so a little bit confused, especially after we saw some adjustments in last game. I'm confused why no adjustments this game necessarily, when we really could have used it. We could have used it in a shakeup. Like now's the time to do it. And so we're not completely out of it, guys. I'm
Yep.
still gonna hold all my optimism up, but it just really sucks to give away some games that I know we still don't look like us, and I don't know what it is, because I know the Magic are a tough matchup for us, but they're not taking away our identity completely, so I don't know what is.
Yeah. So real quick, I agree with you. Let's get to the super chat first. Claire, what's up, Claire? Claire was on the live. She was going in on this team. She was being honest. She said, "I am annoyed. How can I sleep? Donating will make me feel better." Thank you so much.
Thank you, Clara.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for sure. Yeah, Claire. She was on it tonight for sure. I'm gonna start with this, boss. I'm gonna start by giving credit to the Orlando Magic. I'm gonna start with that, right? Because it's easy to always look at your team and say, because when I think sometimes when people give credit to the other team, it makes them feel like, well, what are we supposed to do now? Like, okay, that's great, but what can we do? It has to be something we can do. We can't lose. We're better. I want to just take a second and give them credit, because that's a good basketball team. That's not an 8 seed. They're 8 seed when they're not healthy. A lot of time this year,
at the right time, peaking.
A lot of time this year, you have Stuggs and you'd have Paolo, but no Franz. You have Franz and Paolo, but no. Like they never were a complete unit for a big portion of the year until now. So had they had all those guys together, they'd probably be a 4th seed or a 3 seed. They're a good team. They're a good team. So I want to start by just giving them credit first, and not taking that away, because they've earned that. Yeah. However, I do think the Pistons did a lot to help them. They have done a lot this series to help them. And I think a big thing for me, as far as the poll, the reason for this loss for me is lineups. Lineups. And I was talking about this all game long, boss. All game long. The last few games, I've been talking about this. The Pistons pride themselves on being a defensive basketball team. They've done it all year. They're top 2 or 3 team in the league defensively, right? The Magic, when they're at their best, are also a top defensive team in the league. And as of right now, I think as the way that the lineups are constructed and set up, they're better built for success to play that way, because they have that mindset, but they don't have guys who you kind of have to hide at times defensively. They don't have guys who you have to always bring help to, right? They don't have liabilities in their starting 5. And I think what I saw a lot this game was what I saw last game. The Pistons aren't big enough. They're not big enough up front. Like I've taken a few games to kind of evaluate, and now that I've seen 3 or 4 games, I can just see it now. Pistons got to get bigger. I made a graphic about this. I posted this earlier on IG yesterday, talking about it. The Pistons, they got to make some changes to their starting group. I think if they want to be the defensive team, you can't be a defensive team. It can work for you in the regular season, but in the playoffs, when teams make adjustments and they find weaknesses, if they're there, they're going to find them. And I feel like the Magic have kind of found them. And I've said, like, for me, they got to have more defensive personnel in that starting group. If they're going to be, you can't be a defensive team and not have defensive personnel. You can't just be in 1 or 2 places or 3 places. You can't have Ausar is one of the best in the league. That's not going to cover for everybody. You got to have 5 guys who are committed and who are capable of playing that way. So to me, some changes you got to make. Like I've said it before, Isaiah Stewart needs to start. I feel he needs to start with Jalen Duren, and that's taking nothing away from Tobias Harris at all. Tobias Harris has been who we expected he would be. A scorer who's going to be a willing defender and do other things for you here and there. But I think to start games, having Isaiah Stewart with Jalen Duren would do wonders for both of those guys and for the Pistons as a whole. When Stu came in, it seemed like every time he came into the game, whatever lead they had dwindled and diminished. And when he went out, it swelled back up again, because they just don't have enough size to be able to deal and match the Magic. The Magic have 3 guys in their front court who are all 6'10". Wendell Carter, 6'10". Paolo, 6'10". Franz, 6'10". So Ausar at the 3 against Franz is 6'7". Okay, I'm living with that. That's Ausar. But then you got Tobias at 6'8", and JD is 6'10". It's not enough size to be able to handle all that. That's why we have some of the offensive rebounds given up. That's why we can't get out and run, because we're giving up offensive possessions. Like with Stu, you're not giving up a ton of offensive boards. And you're getting stops, which means you're getting out and you're running. When the Pistons got out and ran tonight, that's when the lead was gone. That's when they took the lead. As soon as he left, we're trading baskets again. We're not getting stops. We're in the half court again. The offense looks clunky. They got to get stops. They got to get, and they got to convert. And I feel like they didn't do that enough tonight.
And I agree with you. I think right now I'm maybe a little bit impartial to the fact that JD hasn't done much, and it wasn't even just like JD's taller and larger than Stu, but so switching them off, it like that bringing in JD's size over Stu's size, and we know what Stu can do, and that he's undersized and he does things. He plays bigger, but so I am team like play them together, but I'm also just kind of like,
I feel you.
I'm not. JD has just been. I think someone said it in your live chat, and I caught it. Like it's either been a no impact or a negative impact. And at this point,
I agree.
There was one point where Stu came in. Yes, in the second, he completely changed the vibe. Completely took over on defense, and then he got checked out, and I was like, B-ball ball time. But they brought JD back in, and then they came back in the game.
Yeah.
I think that B-ball ball pace and the way and his energy and what he wants to get done for this team is gonna match, would have matched better in that moment. And I thought for sure, especially after some careless mistakes from JD, that we would see more B-ball. So I do agree with you that we need to be bigger, but I think it's just a little bit. It's also just like, will Stu with JD help? Because if JD's an issue on the court, who comes in to fix it? And it might be, B-ball, but then when does Stu get a break, So it's like, that's
I feel you. Yeah. You
so
rather go the
direction.
direction.
And I just saw some comments too, that they agree with you that Stu, I saw a lot of comments that said Stu start. And then, other people said, again, Duren doesn't know, like Duren shouldn't be a starter. He shouldn't be starting with him. So I don't know. Yeah. It's an adjustment. But yeah, go ahead.
I would give it a look first. I would just give it a look first of JD and Stu, just to see how it looks. Because I think right now it's a bit too much for JD by himself as the primary defender.
That's absolutely too much.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would just say, let's see how it looks with Stu first. I feel like Stu would make it a lot easier for him. But I hear what you're saying too, as far as like you want to see more, because if you do that, then you ensure Paul Reed plays anyway, because he's the first big off the bench. If JD does struggle.
Major mistakes on the perimeter today.
I agree. I'm not excusing JD at all.
Then JD's on the perimeter. Then that's what sucks.
Yeah,
because if we play Stu with JD and Stu's not the rim protector, I'm like, what's the point? So it's
I get it.
Stu definitely needs more minutes, but B-ball Paul needs it too. And I'm not saying bench JD. I'm saying have a 3-man rotation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying bench JD. I'm just saying don't rely on him to come in and keep it up when he's the reason that we've had to get momentum built back up at that spot.
Yeah,
I'm very frustrated with
him.
It's hard. And I was listening to the announcers towards the end. Again, I was like listening to you, to Eric, to my TV. I was muting my TV. I was like, this is honestly, I can't listen. I can't listen to them. I don't want to hear it. But they even said like that JD had a better game. And I'm just like, that sucks.
Yeah.
That this was a better game for JD.
Yep. Yeah, that's not a good look. He's really struggling. This is a bad matchup for him. I don't think he would look like this against Cleveland or against Boston or against Toronto.
I don't know.
I don't think he would. I think it's a bad matchup. There's no excuse because he still has to play better regardless. Because his drop off in the playoffs has been significant. Go ahead.
I just have my theory that like the first few games they gave him some kind of pain med for whatever he was on, and it just like made him woozy and out of it. Yeah. And now his confidence is gone.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but like I definitely felt like the periods of time that Stu was in the game, it changed the whole complexity of the game. Just his presence on the court. Yeah. And we're gonna get to all these guys individually. But I feel if they don't make any changes to their lineups, they're gonna lose the series. I think that's the only way. That's the only way that they can make a run here. And I said it before, guys, but I know it's happened a long time ago. That's why I'm not giving up hope. We've been down 3-1 before, right? We've been down 3-1 before. It was a long time ago, back in 2003, as you guys can see here. Tayshaun Prince, they made the switch. They put him in as a rookie to guard T-Mac, changed the whole complexity of the series. The Magic didn't win another game after being up 3-1. So I think, once again, like during this time, making a lineup change made the difference. Boss, I think a lineup change is the only way the Pistons are going to be able to physically match up with them. Whether you think it's JD, not starting, whether you think it's whatever it is. We think just Paul Reed playing more, Stu with Reed or Stu with whatever. They have to make a lineup change to be able to match up with these guys. Because this is not an AC. Like I said, he's not an AC team. And my brother actually pointed this out a while ago. He was saying the same thing. Like, this is going to be a tough matchup. He said he wanted them way more he wanted the Hornets way more than the Magic, right? He said that a long time ago. So I got to give him credit for that. But they have to be able to fight fire with fire. Right now, they're not going to be able to. Not with who they have out there. This team plays too similar to how they play. And they're better suited to play that way with the way the lineups are right now. So you can't expect it's going to be the same result. So that's kind of my take. Like, they had their chances. They couldn't seem to grab the lead. But you saw, like, once again, they came out sluggish, very sluggish again. They got down early again. They've been playing from behind the whole series. The whole series, I feel like they've been, other than the third quarter of game 2, when they blew the game open, they've been playing from behind. They played from behind again tonight. I think they were down 70% of this game again. And each time they would get close, like the past few games, they would get close, they would stay attached, and they couldn't get over the hump. So they have to make a change. And I think, once again, it's got to be with defense. I'm going to get to Kevin Huerter later as well, because I think that's another change they can make as far as our shooting guard spot, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
As far, we can't have guys in our lineup to where if they're not shooting well, they're, I won't say useless, but they're not giving us anything.
Right.
And that's kind of how it looked at times. Even with the 3-point shooting, it's like, if it's not there, what else are you doing to help us win? And it wasn't there. So once again, if you're going to be that team, you got to have personnel that fit that. If you're going to win a series where teams are going to find your weaknesses, and they've been found. Yeah. The Magic found them. It's worked. The last 2 games in a row, it's worked. The first game, it worked. So, you know the definition of insanity, guys. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. So they got to make a change. I don't think it's about scheme anymore. It's just about matching them.
Matchup, yeah.
Matching them. Yes, that's where I'm at. So got a super chat here I want to get to. West Lee Snipes says, feeling like ish, but I'm here to support you, boss, and your boy Deuce, and your boys, Deuce. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, we feel the same way, bro. We're going to talk it out. We're going to talk through it, man. I like that hat, by the way. That's pretty dope. But yeah, we're going to talk through it. We're going to figure it out, guys. But Wesley Snipes, I appreciate that, bro, for sure. Boss, any comments you see you want to get to that stood out to you? Anything? I'm trying to get as many as I can.
I know you guys are like flying in. I mean, I could just summarize. I know a lot of people disagreed with you with lineups too. That something else needs to, if Duncan hitting threes and he needs to sit. I'm tired of watching the Magic constantly hunting him on defense. That kind of goes into your Huerter point, which we'll get to. I would consider starting Jenkins to get Cade off the ball right away, keep the turnovers down. Yeah, we saw that work tonight. Jenkins, I think, despite a bad shooting game, had a bad overall otherwise kind of game, which has kind of been the trend.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, he could have been worse.
For sure. Absolutely.
So yeah. And then it's Stewart and Huerter in the starting lineup. So
Ray Stone, that's exactly what I've been saying for about a week now.
Yeah. And I agree with this. Forget the 3-pointers being forced in the paint. That bothered me tonight. There were a couple of stretches, and you guys know I've been saying this since day one. I don't want to turn into a team that just shoots threes to get back into it, because that's not us. And we do it against teams like the Celtics. We do it against teams like even the Sixers, like anybody, the Heat that throw up threes. We end up throwing up threes too. And there's just way too many times. And I know it's hard when, you don't know how the whistle is going to go. And this is a team that's good in the paint as well. But might as well try rather than shoot up some of these bad threes. But then also we just need to make them. Like Tobias hasn't found his. Wu had a cup, like one at least tonight. Duncan couldn't find his rhythm. Like even our 3-point shooters that are semi-reliable have just been off. But I do agree that we can't be doing that.
Yeah, like we need guys who are multifaceted, multidimensional, not just specialists, right? Guys who can do. Because the game plan, it's not always going to go according to game plan. You got to be able to make adjustments. You got to make adjustments to their adjustments to you. How are you able to do that? What other ways can you help this team if they take this away? So you always hear guys say, I'm taking what the defense gives me. You can only do that if you are multifaceted. Because if you can do one thing great and they take that away, you can't just take what they give you. There's nothing there for you. So you got to have guys, huh?
That's my favorite word.
What?
Multifaceted.
Multifaceted? You like that?
I don't know. I love that word forever. So I like that we're
Yeah.
saying it right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love how multifaceted
Multifaceted.
our fan base is here. I'm just trying to find reasons to say it now.
Yeah.
But definitely, boss, we you got to make changes, man. You got to make changes. Like they were there. It was there for the taking. And I saw somebody say they only scored 92 points.
You guys are
Yeah,
cracking
but the
me
reason
up.
that we only had, what is it, 84? Or what is it? 88 to 90 to 94? Yeah, 88 points is not going to get it done either.
Mhm.
But once again, we were in the half court way too much. We had 11 fast break points. We had 12 fast break points last game. Gubernatorial? That's funny.
Yeah, you guys are just cracking me up. I just can't. Like, I appreciate it. As like I said, I'm going a little loopy, like
Yeah.
from the sadness.
No,
but
we
this
had
is
88
hilarious.
points. We had we had 88 points. We were stuck in the half court. The Pistons aren't not going to win games when they have 11 fast break points. They had 11
No.
fast break points. They had 12 last game. So it's the same story in a lot of ways. They can't get out and run because they can't do what? Get stops.
And some of these fast break points are coming from Tobias Harris, and that's when you know
I saw that too.
this is not Pistons basketball.
I saw that too.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah, free throws were
100%.
bad too. Yeah.
Yep. It was-
Tough
yeah.
guys. I just want to say there's a lot of you in here that I was expecting way more doom and gloom. There's a lot of positivity. We're keeping it light. Maybe we're all a little loopy. I appreciate it.
I think everybody just packed it in and they just don't care no more. All right, boss. Yeah, some quick numbers. Just looking at it, fast break points, Pistons had 11. That's not gonna get it done. 20 turnovers, that's not gonna get it done. But once again, when you're playing in the half court, when you're playing in the half court, and when you have only one ball handler out there which is Cade, and his usage is so high, and you're playing a good defense like Orlando, he's going to turn the ball over. You're going to turn the ball over because you're not a great offensive half court team, or you're not a great team in the half court already. You want to play in transition. You're not getting there. Cade's the only ball handler. Yeah, you're gonna have turnovers. It's gonna happen. So that's in playing against this defense. Yeah, you're gonna have turnovers. So that's another thing too. That's not gonna work. Yeah. So that's for me. That's it. Like it's a lot of things we could talk about, but for me, you're right. JD has to play much better. The lineup has to look different. We got to knock down shots. That's another thing as well. You got to knock down shots, and we need guys in there who can once again match up with how they It's funny saying match up with how they play, but they play the same way we do. They're playing our style better than us right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing better than we are at our game. So it's like, why is that the case? Cade's turnovers were not in the half court though. Some of them were. How many did he have? He did have some half court turnovers. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. But a couple of them were on fast breaks. That's another thing. Is like we had multiple opportunities for more fast break opportunities, but there was Cade, Caris had one. A couple guys just had some that were like, okay. The one he threw at like Wu's feet, Wu almost died.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that one. So yeah, you're right. They weren't all in the half court. Say again.
I was like, you're trying to kill our 31-year-old Cade? He doesn't have Ron Holland knees. Take it back. Throw it at his feet.
We're going to get to Ron Holland too and why he didn't play in this game. That was interesting as well, boss. For the second straight game, 2 straight DNPs for Ron. We'll get to that. Boss, let's get some box scores, man. Exactly, Richard. It's their game too. Exactly, 100%. And they're big and they're physical. So, all right, guys. Boss, let's get to some box scores. Let's start with Cade Cunningham in this game, guys. Cade Cunningham finished with 25 points on 7 for 23. I think he was 8 for 23 last game. So another 32-ish, 3-ish percentage game for him from the field. 3 for 11 from 3, 8 for 10 from the line, 9 boards, 6 assists, 8 turnovers. We never see Cade with more turnovers or just as many turnovers as assists in back-to-back games. We have not seen it all year.
It's ugly.
All year. So credit the defense. Also, 2 blocks in 39 minutes, boss. So what'd you see tonight from Deuce? What stood out to you?
Sadness. He was just trying his best again. And I mean, there's just no reason why Cade should be taking 11 threes unless he was like hot, unless he's heat checking. That there's just no reason. 7-23, not good. 8 of 10, I'm okay with. I'd actually thought that he missed worse. He did miss one closer to the end, that was a little bit more valuable. I mean, 9 rebounds is nice. 6 assists is also way too low. I mean, 18 assists as a team is not good.
Yep.
That's not what we do. I mean, ball movement is a little tricky, but like, again, like just it's looking at these numbers, it's kind of incredible that we only lost by 6. And it's also just kind of infuriating that
Annoying.
we lost by 6. Yeah. So I mean, Cade did Cade things. He carried the team when he had to. I don't think he necessarily played hero ball at all. One of his threes that he made was in the second. Tobias had just shot the tech, which I love that Tobias shot it, because I was about to be like, Cade, back away from the free tech free throw line. He can't hit those for some reason, but he helped extend the lead up to 6. That was on their little run, and he had that. I think it was called a foul, or he did have a block. Did he have a block listed?
Yeah, he had a block on Jalen Suggs again.
Oh, yeah, he has 2 blocks. Yeah.
He's done that twice. He snuffed him twice this year.
Still showing up on defense, which again we've talked about. Just shows that the effort is there. His head is in it. He's not just being a cone. He's not just being lazy. But some of the passes were bad. Some of the decision making was bad. I felt like they even didn't feel the. I mean, he was getting hounded by Kane, by Black, but they didn't really feel the need to double him today. I think they did a pretty good one-on-one with him. So just a tough game for Cade. But I also don't the answer is more help, but I don't know what the answer is for today's game, to be honest. I don't know what it is.
I feel like it was what it was before. I feel like first of all, I think his usage is too high. Him with the ball in his hands every time down the court, setting everything up for everybody is just not going to work. 10 eyes on him defensively every game is just not, every time down the court is not going to work. He needs to have another ball handler. We've been saying that since Jaden Ivey got hurt last year. They need another ball handler. That's why they got Schroeder and stuff like that, right? I feel like in that starting group, he needs another ball handler to take pressure off of him. I don't think they have that. Ausar in spots, but a reliable second guy you can go to. We see Ausar at times. He can handle the ball, but he's not looking to score.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and he hasn't proven to be a consistent playmaker consistently to where you're comfortable with him the ball in his hands making plays consistently. So they're not even giving him that much attention. So Cade has a lot of attention on him, a lot. And this is a big team. You mentioned even guys even their smaller guys like Bane and Suggs are still pretty big guards. It's kind of like San Antonio with Castle and Vassell. They're still they're not as big as Cade, but they're still big guards. That's tough to deal with all game. It's kind of how Orlando is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So with him, I think, and I said before, I could be wrong about this, but I think he a lot of times feels like he has to do more than he should be doing because he feels like other guys are just kind of locked up.
Yeah.
Just locked up. Like where, he doesn't feel like Duncan off the initial action. If it ain't there, he's probably like, before they even go into it, he's like, well, Dunk probably ain't gonna be able to get free because Suggs gonna be attached to him, or Bane's gonna be attached to him, or Fran's gonna be attached to him. Let me go put this up. I feel like he was doing a lot of that. Like, I have the best chance to get a bucket here. Even if it's not a good shot, or even if there's no ball movement, even if there's no action, this is probably the best shot. I feel like he was doing that a little bit too much in this game, the last 2 games. And that's why he's shooting 30%.
Yeah, that's
still
true.
Not good shots. So
that's true.
I think he's trying to do too much. I also think he still has to be better with the basketball though. Like, despite all that, we talked about Daniss and how even though Daniss hasn't had a bunch of assists, he's still not scoring a ton, even though he doesn't have a bunch of assists, even though he's a much smaller guard who was probably harder for him to make plays on because he's not 6'6", 6'7". Despite that, he's still not turning it over. So that's a big point for me. So Cade, despite everything we just talked about, he can't afford for this team. He can't afford to turn the ball over that much.
I know.
He just can't. But I think part of it too is that he needs better personnel for what they're trying to do. And I don't think he has that right now. And I think that's a big part of the problem. I think JD obviously not being able to produce the way he usually does is hurting a lot of that. Right. But yes, I think he's tying himself out trying to do too much. He's putting too much on his plate to the point where stuff is just falling off and it's affecting everybody. So yes, when he overcompensates, that's when we lose. That's why when he had with the first game, 40 points, we lost. Right. Last game, he took 23 shots. We lost. Tonight, he took 23 shots. We lost.
Yeah.
We're not going to win that way. We're not going to win that way. So they need to, or he needs to, or both. They need to find better ways to either get guys on the court who can help him, which I say Kevin Huerter at the 2, because he can handle the ball. Last game, 5 assists, no turnovers in 15 minutes. Kevin Huerter. That's what I would go with.
Gotta be healthy though now.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, right.
But
if he's not now,
healthy,
it's really gonna be tough. But he's healthy. Come on, like that's exactly what Cade needs. This heliocentric offense with one guy and everybody. No, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So that's what I would do with Cade. I think he's just trying to do a little bit too much right now. It's not really his fault because he's just trying to make things happen. He's just not doing it the right way. But yeah, I can't. It's hard for me to put a lot of blame on him because of how much he's being asked to do with who's on the court. But you can't turn the ball over more than you assist, bro. Like it's 2-1 is good, 3-1 is really good, but to not hit a less than 1-1 assist turnover ratio, 6 assists and 8 turnovers. You just can't do that.
No.
Yeah, Clifford, you just can't do that. You're not gonna win that way.
They showed a stat where like he averages like I think it was like around 4. I could be wrong. Like in the season, turnovers, maybe 3.8 or whatever. And then this series has been averaging like 6.1. And then today we saw him with 8. Yesterday, or last game we saw him with what, 9?
9 assists, 9 turnovers.
Yeah. And I tried to make us all feel better by mentioning that Jokic leads the league in 10 turnover games, but the Nuggets are also down 3-1. So I'm make me feel better either, you know? At some point, it's just like kind of timing of when that all happens too.
It is.
This is the timing. And especially, I think it's a little just last year, they got very brief playoff experience last year against the Knicks. And we talked about how much of an advantage that was going to be going into the playoffs this year. And it hasn't looked like it. It looks like it's Cade's first time on the stage again. This team's, I'm not just Cade's, this team's. Minus Tobias and Wu, probably, I would say.
And Stu,
but this is his first time on the stage.
That's what's crazy. Ain't that what's crazy?
Yeah.
So good point. All right, guys. That's all I got on Cade, man. Yeah, next game, I'm really looking for him. I don't even really know what they do, boss, unless they make changes to that lineup. That's really where I'm at. Like, they when they play with pace, they win. When they don't, they lose.
That's true.
You know, they gotta play with pace. They looked like the Pistons at times in this game. When we cut into that lead and got it down, and we took a brief lead before halftime when the starters came back in. Because like I've said, guys, I said it before, the starting group to me is more talented than the bench. That's why they start. However, I feel like the bench is the unit that looks more like who we want to be. Just scrappy, gritty.
They came in so
getting blocks and stocks and playing physical and playing with pace, being able to get out and transition and score, stringing defensive possessions together. It's like we got another stop and another stop and another stop. Next thing you know, Jamal Mosley, that didn't happen consistently. And it didn't happen enough with our starting group. And that's why I think guys who are bringing that off the bench need to be playing right now in that starting group. So with Cade, he's got to be better. But I think one thing that will help him is making changes to that starting group. I think that's number one on my list at this point, because we tried it other ways. It hasn't worked up to this point.
If you're
we got to go to what's working.
If you're coached, because this is, again, I'm a little spoiled with some of the Mike Malone, Jokic years, but if you're coach, do you go to Cade and ask him what he wants?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you want to hear from your point guard. You want to know exactly what he's seeing out there. You want to make sure you guys are still on the same page, right? If you've seen this, you may know what needs to change, but you may want to see what Cade thinks too, to make sure you guys are on the same page. 100%. Yeah, like at this point, all hands on deck. It's not time to be desperate. Like it's time to be desperate. You're not panicking, but this is desperation time now. Like whatever we need to do, our backs are against the wall. This is the brink.
I don't think Cade is that, especially just especially with how much respect he has for JB as well. I don't think he considers himself like he would go and he'd be like, I want this. But I do think that JB would consider his input, and I hope that he is. Yeah, I hope that JB is taking the initiative to ask Cade as well. Because I think Cade would do what he wants for this team, but he also has major respect for his coach and wouldn't overstep. So I hope that coach is going to be like, what do you
at this point? Need? Yeah, and listen, I love JB as a coach. I love JB as a coach. The things he has done the past 2 years have been phenomenal. Nothing short of incredible, right? So I'm not. I saw a lot of comments in the live stream saying some egregious stuff about him after these 2 games. as far as what they want to happen, you can get on him for the lineups and the rotations and all that stuff, but to say that
Yeah.
he shouldn't be here anymore is just ridiculous. Like, we're not having that conversation at all.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But I do think he's got to step it up with these lineups, because like I
Agreed.
feel like these last few games you kind of been banging our head against the wall, and it's just not. It's still not working. It's working in spots, but then he's not going back to it. He's having Stu not even enter the third quarter until 4 minutes left. I'm like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then leaving in the last 3 minutes of the game.
And then leaving there's no reason Stu should not have closed that game.
And
None.
I'll say this real quick, and I
None.
know we'll get to Stu, but I'll say this because I said it to Deuce too. Is like, I don't know if it's because they're trying to cool his tempers because he was throwing people, but also the floppers. That's the thing with Stu. It's like, you got to remember, Stu, the minute they feel contact, they're going to throw their own bodies. But
Right.
I would rather us win a game and Stu be penalized for a future game than lose a game. Like, if Stu was, kicked out
No
of
text tonight, though. No tease.
Whatever.
No tease.
If that happened, that's right, because Wendell got the tee, not him. But say that happened, I'd still rather be like, but this is the time to do it. This is the time to light it up. We just saw, Jokic just charged the court and grabbed Jaden McDaniels by his neck and just got fined $50,000. I'm sure Stu would get actually penalized, but at the same time, it's like, don't cool his tempers with 3 minutes left in a game that we need to win.
Bro.
I know it's not an elimination game, but I think we needed to win this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
Tougher
you can't.
now. It's a tougher battle.
You have no room for error for 48 minutes. Yeah, 100%. Some quick super chats, Boston, and we'll get to we'll go to Duncan next.
Okay.
Let's see. Wesley Snipes comes back around, says, "Is that Angel Reese and JD stuff a thing at this point? Because Wendell got my boy number." I don't know. Listen.
Who knows?
I gotta keep in mind, JD's young, bro. He's 22, so I don't know what he's thinking right now. I don't know how this is affecting him.
He's a little baby.
I was 22 once. Things that don't necessarily mean much to me now did back then. Before I had kids, before I was married, and all this other stuff. Right? Those things just seem so trivial to me now. But going back to that, being 22, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying, getting back, putting that shoe back on for a second, and just thinking about it. I don't know if it is. Maybe it is. I don't know if it is or not. But either way, go hoop, bro. Go hoop.
Exactly.
Like, to me, you gotta be mentally tougher than that.
Exactly.
You're professional, bro. You an all-star. This dude ain't no all-star. Don't even let him approach your level by allowing that to bother you. But aside from that, it does seem to me like Wendell Carter has, like I said before, boss, it seems like he's watched a lot of film on JD because he's, for the second straight game, I've watched him anticipate JD's move before he makes it. I'm watching him. He's ready for it before it happens. JD is not able to use his footwork to get by him like he usually does everybody else. We see JD usually freeze guys with his footwork and he gets to the hoop. They trying to take a charge and he's going around him. Like, Wendell Carter's not allowing that. He's playing really good defense on him. It's almost like he's been watching him for a long time or something. But and that's not taken away from the fact that JD still has to be aggressive. But I'm just noticing he's having a much tougher time just getting around him, just getting to the hoop. It's just tougher. So I don't know if it's got anything to do with what he said, with Wesley Snipes is saying, but this is a very bad matchup for JD for whatever reason. Yeah, it's just a bad matchup for him. Go ahead, boss.
And I'll just agree real quick too, here. I wish y'all would stop saying it's Angel Reese when he's dating a rapper. I don't know his personal life.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
but for me, it's just more like I don't want to blame it on a woman. Not blame it on a woman, but like I'm gonna give JD more benefit of the doubt that he is more mentally tough than that.
Just go hoop, right?
Yeah.
Just go
so
hoop.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. So to me, it's not a cop out. It's a little bit of gossip, and especially they're feeding into it, with the play the songs, and then she's also just supporting her man. So I don't think supporting your man is a slight at JD. That's how I feel. But anyways, I still think there were some glimpses of him. He got a couple dunks. He got a couple around Wendell. There were some glimpses of him today, just like there were glimpses in him last game. But the mistakes early were bad. And then, we'll get to him. But I think
they had 7 turnovers in the first 4 minutes of this game.
It was awful. I almost shut it off. I almost shut it off, and I can't, guys. So I almost did, but I know I'm not allowed to because what would I talk to you guys about?
That's funny. That's funny. A couple more super chats and we'll go to Dunk. Mauser, what's up, Mauser? Says the most infuriating thing about this series is that Orlando looks pretty awful themselves, giving Detroit endless opportunities to blow them. Yeah. It's been there. Like tonight we lost by 6. Last game we lost by what? 8, I think. In the game before that we lost by 11. So we haven't gotten. It's not like it's a 21-point blowout. You know, these are still competitive games down the stretch, and we've had our chances to win all of them. You know, so it's just that's the frustrating part. They're not playing their best either. They're playing better than we are, though. And I think the Pistons are just shooting themselves in the foot, man. Like I hate to keep harping on it, but you got to make some changes. You got to make some lineup changes to match up, man. So, Monster, I don't disagree with you, bro, for sure. Wesley Snipe says, second year with JB in these shaky playoff rotations, play our guys, coach. Yeah, it's just about who you play who with. You know, it's just about all these guys can be effective. You know, they can all be effective. But if you're not playing them properly or in the right situations with guys that they complement, it's not going to work. You know, like I understand, like you got vets and you want to play your vets and, you know, they have playoff experience, but playoff experience doesn't teach height. Playoff experience doesn't teach size. It doesn't teach youth and athleticism and defense. It doesn't. So you got to go with what works. And this hasn't worked. So Wesley Snipes, yeah, play the guys that are going to really show or just mimic what you are, really just embody what you are as the Detroit Pistons team. So yeah, Wesley Snipes, I feel you there, bro. Mark Wilkinson says, Cade has to take a long look at himself after giving the ball to them so many times. There isn't much we can do when we play behind due to our leader.
First of all, hi, Mark. This is my guy, Mark. Hi, Mark.
What's up, Mark? What's up, Mark? I think it's everybody, man. You're right. Like we talked about that. Like Cade, the 8 turnovers is way too much. He has 17 turnovers in the last 2 games. Like, yeah, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. You know, that has to improve. He hasn't, like I said, man, he has to be able to adjust. He's got to be able to adjust, and he's got to make better decisions. But once again, I think the personnel has to be there for him as well. And I think right now they're kind of getting exposed because they don't have the right guy. They need better guys around him to complement him and what the Pistons want to do on both sides of the basketball. We don't want to be in half court as often as we are. We don't want to have 11 fast break points in back-to-back games or 11 and 12 in back-to-back games. Pistons don't win that way. So a big part of it is Cade. A big part of it is the lineups. And the big part of it is a roster construction.
It's a lot of puzzle pieces. And I think I mentioned this to you last time because me and you both kind of talked about it. I'm sure you guys can relate. We've watched this amazing team all season and we've seen what they can do. We've seen their flaws as well. There's just no doubt about that. But we've seen what they can do. It's why they got to 60 wins. I don't want to hear, well, they played injured teams. I don't care. We played injured and still won too. I don't care. We got to 60 wins, the only team in the East to do it. But it's like we were just like, are we missing something? Like, is it actually that we, came in with rose-colored glasses, But I think it is, we talked about it's just all the little pieces. And usually if one of those pieces was off, the other pieces were able to pull it out for us. And now it's like when one of those pieces is off, everything else collapses. It's been like we've been able to eke by because of our defense or because of when Cade does turn it over, it's because of defense, or when he takes care of the ball because we're making shots. If our defense is off, like we've been able to like make it work, and we just haven't been able to find that.
And I think a big part of it is because we're playing the same team over and over again, and once again, they can dissect what you do best and take it away. When you're playing regular season teams, when it's the team, they don't have as much time to prepare, and by the time you beat them, they got to wait till they see you again to make those adjustments, and that could be months. And by that time, it's like, okay, what are we doing again? When you play the same team 2 or 3 days, you like everything they're doing. So you got to have those multifaceted guys who can adjust when they make adjustments. And I think we don't really have that right now. And that's kind of the problem. That's why we run into the same problems every game. So yeah. Okay. All right. Shout out to you, Mark. Appreciate you, man. Boss, let's go to Duncan Robinson. We are already almost an hour in. It's gonna be a long vid session tonight, man. Get your coffee, y'all. Get your coffee, man. I'm gonna be up late.
We're speeding this up. I need to go to bed.
Guys, let's go to Duncan Robinson, man. Duncan Robinson, guys, tonight finished with 7 points on 2 for 8 shooting, 1 of 6 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, no assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal in 29 minutes, boss. So I will let you go first on Duncan Robinson in this game. What did you see?
Nothing. Nothing. I probably have, you know me, I probably have one
You
positive.
got your written down notes. Go ahead, pull it out. Pull the book out.
Number
Put the loose
2,
leaf out.
second quarter, great attack to the rim.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm screaming, bro.
You know, it had to be good if I had to take time to look away from the game and write that down. He had a really good attack to the rim. He finished it. It was nice.
Yeah.
Couldn't find his shot. Couldn't get open. A couple fouls. He was getting frustrated. They were on him tonight, clamping him. No.
Yeah.
That's my notes on Duncan.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't blame you, boss. And like I said, I've said it all year. I like Duncan Robinson. I like all these guys in the team. I think they all have a role.
I love them all.
Yeah, I like them all. So like, boss loves them all. I like all these guys. I've said it before, boss. If you're playing 25 to 30 minutes a game, and you don't have double-digit scoring, I'm looking at everything else you're doing. What else are you doing to help this team if you're playing that many minutes? And like you said tonight, nothing. It was he didn't provide anything. And that's the problem. That's the lack of being a multifaceted player, right? This is a bad matchup for him. These guys are athletic. These guys are long. They're physical. So, yes, he's a great three-point shooter. They have the guys to be able to close out to him. And they also have guys that if you don't have a quick step, you're not going anywhere. It was a few times he caught the ball. They closed out. He tried to get by him and couldn't. And they could all just stay home. No rotation needed. Everybody stay home. Now he's giving the ball back to Cade with 7 seconds left on the clock to try to make something happen. He picked up his dribble. Nothing's there. Nobody's moving. So when you don't have another ball handler out there on the court who can make secondary plays, when they close out to you, you're stuck. And that's why I was saying before, guys, that I thought Kevin Huerter should start. Because Kevin Huerter is not the shooter that Duncan Robinson is. But he does everything else better.
Yeah.
He's a better defender. He's a better ball handler. He's more athletic. He's quicker. He's a better passer. He's a better mover without the basketball. He gives you a little bit of everything better. So I know the shooting isn't great and all these different things. I get it. But for me, Duncan Robinson, it's tough to start him because you don't know when his shot's not going to be there. And when it's not, you don't know what you're going to get at all. And that's what we saw tonight. 1 for 6 from 3. Like, he was brought here to be a specialist. And he's shot well this year. But once again, he's not playing the same team every game to where they're not making adjustments to him. They've adjusted to him now. They know how to guard him now. Yeah. And because of that, you can't teach athleticism. You can't teach, okay, have a quicker twitch and be able to get by your guy when they close out too hard. You can't teach that. So if he can't get by his guy, you don't really have anything going for you. And he struggled. He struggled with these guys. They can stay in front of him. So you got to have somebody else out there that is not looking for Cade, because you got to pick the ball back up. And once again, it's back to Cade again and turnover. Usage is just too high for Cade once again. So it's like you got to have another guy that takes some pressure off, not just be a good shooter. We saw it in the regular season. At times, he'd be able to get by his guy at times, depending on who that team was, who were not the Orlando Magic, who couldn't stay in front, or who weren't playing him 3 or 4 games in a row and making adjustments. Game to game to game to game, you can get away with that. In the playoffs, you got to be multifaceted to be able to adjust to what they're doing to you. And he doesn't have the ability to be able to do that against this team. Yeah. Mike says, I know what Deuce is saying, but you can't use hindsight after he's missed shots. Duncan has hit more threes this series than anyone, right? So that's fine. I'm not saying he hasn't made shots, but he doesn't give you that two-way ability, Mike. He doesn't give you the two-way ability. That's the problem. Defensively, he's not giving you two-way ability. I'm not just talking about just this game, but I'm talking about all series. he doesn't have the ability to be able to get by his guy. It's too often he's not able to get a shot up, and they're closing out so hard on him, and he's got to get the ball back to Cade. That has happened routinely. You can't have that. You got to have somebody else who can help Cade out, and he's not able to do that. So aside from this game in general, I've said, because if we're being honest, Duncan Robinson wasn't supposed to be a starter for this team to start the season. That was supposed to be Jaden Ivey, if we're being real. The same way Tim Hardaway Jr. wasn't supposed to be a starter for this team last season. That was supposed to be Jaden Ivey. So this isn't about Jaden Ivey, but it's just about who is best suited in the starting lineup along with Cade and the rest of these guys. I don't think that's Duncan Robinson, and I like him. I just don't think he's best suited for this group to help us get off to good defensive starts. It's too often guys are just blowing right by him. And now we gotta rotate. Now our rotation's got to be crisp, and they move the ball well, so they're getting open threes because of the original breakdown at the top of the key because Duncan could stay in front. Those things break down your defense. That's why you're in that situation. So when that happens, they're making open shots, and once again, you're relegated to the half court, taking the ball out of the hoop, as opposed to being able to get stops and running in the other direction. So it's defense to offense for me, and I think Duncan just doesn't fit what this team is trying to do in the starting unit to be able to help us to be who we want to be. That's why I would go Kevin Huerter, because I feel like he's just a little bit better in a lot of other areas. And as far as really quick with Daniss Jenkins, we're going to get to as well. I will start Kevin Huerter over Daniss Jenkins right now because we only have 2 point guards on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Cade and Daniss. If you start them together, who's your backup point guard? You don't have one. You don't have one.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I would not start Daniss right now with Cade. Offensively, it could work with those two because he could be the ball handler. But who's going to be that ball handler when they both sit down? Or when Cade sits down or Daniss sits down? Who's going to be that guy? You going to log Cade 45 minutes? We already saw with 40 minutes how he struggled. So you got to, that's why Huerter to me is a perfect medium between Duncan and Daniss. He gives you not the same shooting, but enough shooting. But he also gives you the playmaking. Not the same playmaking, but the playmaking that Daniss gives you. So it's the happy medium, but it gives some relief to Cade. Kevin says, like you said, go back. Like you said,
sorry. I got it.
I'll start. Like you said, bro, they have more guys than just one who can handle the ball. Exactly. Bane can do it. Suggs can do it. Paulo can do it. Franz can do it. You know what I mean? So.
And just to come again, I know I was brief on Duncan, but just to come to his defense a little bit, he has been putting in stellar effort on both ends of the court. It's just this matchup for me that I kind of agree that he has, shown that he can stay in front of people on defense and he can come away with steals. He did have one tonight. Like he can be handsy, but I think just when you're with, again, a bigger team, which is kind of funny because again, like I was saying that he's bigger than Huerter because we've had this debate before.
Yeah, he is. He's 6'7".
He's technically bigger than Huerter.
Yeah.
I think Duncan's more like 6'8", honestly.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I think we looked it up.
I think he's listed at 6'7", but you could be wrong.
It's like, but so he technically is larger, even though I don't know. We had this conversation. I was like, he looks like he swims in his jersey. I think that's why.
Yeah.
But
he's not really. Yeah, he's not broad. He's, he's a wiry guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So but I do agree for this matchup. I think Huerter is just doing a better job at keeping their pace. But Duncan, I still think has shown great effort. Like it's just kind of hard because it's not a slight. Like Michael said too. Like he can, when he is hot from three, he's incredibly important on the floor. He can do just enough on defense to, be sustainable out there for us to get that shot off. But it didn't happen in this game. And I'm just gonna say I'm gonna stick to this game because I don't think he's necessarily had a terrible series.
King Breeze laughing. It's funny. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of who. It's not Jason Kidd. Who is the other little skinny guy that used to swim in his jersey? Maybe Rajon a little bit. He always looked.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Steph when he first came into the league.
Oh, Steph, yeah. Little guys.
But yeah, anything else on Dunk? That's all I got on him. We'll get to Huerter later on. But yeah, like it's tough when he's 1 for 6 from 3. This is just one game.
I will say though, what I appreciate from Duncan is that you can see the passion and the energy and the frustration on his face.
Yeah, and that's
see it. To me, it's just emotion. And to me, it just makes me glad when I'm looking at JD and I'm just like, where are you there? Are you in there?
Yeah.
And then you see Duncan and I was like, okay, thank you for having emotions about this.
And that's what I mean. For me, it's not about the effort. with Duncan. I'm not saying he's slacking off. I'm not saying he's not trying. It's not that. I've praised him for most of the season for giving the effort.
Yeah, my taste.
He's given more effort than I've seen him give with Miami. It's not about that for me at all with him. It's just about what works best with who we're trying to be right now against this team. That's it. That's it. So yeah. Some quick super chats, boss. Let's see. Did we get to Wesley Snipes? I think we did.
Yeah,
did we get to this one already? Fair guys.
Yeah.
You got to this one too? Okay, yeah, my bad. I'm tripping. I'm tweaking. You're right. Okay. All right, guys. Let's keep pushing, man. I'm all out of sorts tonight. Boss, let's go to Ausar Thompson. Guy, I have no notes, by the way. I don't have any notes. I'm going off top. I was watching the game. I got so into the game. I have everything is off top tonight, so I apologize if it's kind of crazy. But boss, let's get to Ausar Thompson in this game. Ausar Thompson, guys, finished with 6 points on 2 for 8 overall, 2 of 4 from the line, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, a steal, and 2 blocks for 3 stocks in 32 minutes. So tonight, what'd you see from Ausar?
I mean, he's coming off of his best game, which also just sucks that we couldn't pull it out for him in that moment. But he, obviously showed up on defense. I think the effort is still glaring there. He played 32 minutes for all the people that complain about his minutes. He was out there. He was available. Only 3 fouls. Didn't get himself into any trouble like that. 9 rebounds, huge on the boards for us. As the guy who is practically the other ball handler on the court with Cade, only 1 assist isn't enough. But again, Cade only had 6. Only 6 points is rough too, especially being 2 out of 8. Not okay. One of them, he had a couple just like not so great looking shots. Yeah, 2 of 8 can't happen. If you have 6 points, it better be from 2 of 5.
Yeah.
So,
facts.
So 2 of 8 is not what I want to see, but the stocks are there. He's playing to his identity. We just do need some more offensive production from him, which we did get last game. And I'm not expecting him to be the offense that we need suddenly, And he was that for us last game. And practically no one stepped up again this thing. Tobias has just consistently been the second offense for us throughout this series. So
that's not what
no one
want.
Really stepped up. And no one's really. I mean, I want it. I like Tobias as our second offense. I know it's about. I know it's about half-court. I know it's about.
He shouldn't be asked to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, AT. I'm not mad at him. I wish there's some better shots, some things like that. I mean, just
once again, Ausar is one of those guys who's best offensively in transition.
True.
He's not a great half-court player. He's finding his ways to be effective. As far as a lot of his points before would come off the pick and roll, with the short roll. Cade get the ball to JD in the short roll, and Ausar's cutting from baseline to the hoop. That kind of stuff works. They're packing the paint. They're not allowing that. But he's best in transition. He's best when he's creating his own offense. That didn't really happen in this game. But also, I'm noticing once again, boss. We talked about it earlier this year. When the ball continuously gets funneled in the last swing, is to Ausar. When they're funneling the ball to him with 5-6 seconds left on the clock, and he's trying to make something happen in the one-on-one. That's what they want. That's not what we want. That's like, I like it when he gets to the midi. I don't like it when he's just going one-on-one, top of the key, trying to make something happen. That's not his game. And they know that. That's one of the adjustments they've made. So it's just like he had his best game last game. I felt like last game we got out and ran a little bit more. That helped. We actually didn't. We didn't run as much as I felt like last game he was just really effective at just finding ways to just be effective in the half court. Just finding ways. Like it was hard to explain, but he was just using his athleticism defensively off of made shots, turn around, steal. Like he was just finding ways to be effective. This game wasn't the case. They made adjustments. Didn't work this game. He didn't have a great game because, like I said, if I'm gonna say about Duncan, I gotta say about Ausar. If you're playing that many minutes and you're not in double digits scoring, what else are you doing? He did some things. He did some good things. It wasn't like it was just a donut across the board, but it wasn't nearly the same as it was last game. Organic says, Deuce, your off the cuff analysis is dope too, bro. Or dare I say it's organic? Is it multifaceted, bro? Let me know. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I'm just trying to go off top of what I can remember. Right, you know what I'm saying? I could have put some notes together, but that took way too long. I ain't trying to have y'all up all night, waiting. So, but yeah, I just felt like tonight they made adjustments. The Ausar offensive limitations, why we can't play with Duren and Stewart. I disagree. I disagree again, bro. Because once again, we'll get to Tobias, and I know that's where your focus is as far as with Duncan and Tobias offensively. But once again, Ausar is best in transition. Isaiah Stewart helps us get out in transition. He helps us get stops, bro. Like that's the whole all year they've talked about this. When the Pistons had a 3-game losing streak earlier this year, Cade was like, "We're not getting out running the way we need to. We're not really." He said, and I'll play the clip next show for you guys. Remind me, I have it. The clip. He said, we're fine to have court, but we want to get out and run. In these last 3 games, we haven't gotten out and done that. This is what they said all year. Coaches said it. Trajan said it. Cade has said it. JD has said it. They've all said it. Sorry said it. They're best in transition. So, like I said before, you don't need a bag. You don't need an offensive half-court bag to score in transition. If you get a steal, you run. You'll get a layup or a dunk or an open shot. Anybody on this team can do that. Anybody. You don't need a bag like Tobias does have in the half court to score. He's great at it in the half court, but we don't want to be in the half court all the time. And I agree. It's not a choice. He says, isn't a choice. You rely on the opponent allowing it. What do you mean transition isn't a choice? No, you can force turnovers, bro. You force turnovers. They force turnovers all season long. So once again, we got guys like Ausar Thompson who are best in transition. We got to get out in transition. So we're not doing that enough with our half-court guys who are half-court players because they can't play enough defense to get us out in transition. So it's a circle. It's just like it's a cycle, bro. So I don't know. We'll leave it there. But I definitely think, boss, that it's tough with Ausar right now because they're funneling the ball to him in the half court, and he's just not a good half court player. And we know that it's nothing new. He's just not a good half court player right now. He's very good defensively. He's not a good half court player. And the Magic, contrarily, they don't have a lot of guys. They all their guys can go get a shot. Suggs can go get a shot. Bank can go get a shot. Franz can go get a shot. Paolo can go get a shot. Wendell maybe not, but he's probably the only guy who can't go get one. But
I think both of his shots tonight were putbacks.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know one was for sure a missed Jenkins 3 that he put back. I'm pretty sure the other one was a putback too, which just tells me that his basically was all his offense was basically boards because I saw some people you need to get rebounds, and again he got 9 rebounds. So it basically was being that rim. He didn't really get any good shots, good looks himself, good creation, whether he was on ball or off. So
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, and you said you can't win playoff series without. That's true, but that doesn't mean you got to live there.
Bias.
But you don't want to live there. Like Tobias was great toward the end of the game in the half court, but you're not going to win when you only have 11 transition points. When you only have 11 fast break points for a team that wants to run. Yeah. I'm not saying you got to try to get a fast break possession every play. That's not even realistic. But you got to do it as much as you can, and you got to put personnel on the court that'll help you do that as much as you can. If you know you're not a good half court team, you got to lean into what you do best. So you got to at least try. And the way you do that is by putting guys in the court who are going to help you do that. So that's all I'm saying about that. All right, boss, let's keep pushing, man. Let's go to Tobias Harris in this game. Tobias Harris, guys, finished with 20 points on 8 for 17 shooting, 0 for 5 from 3. 4 or 5 from the line, 6 boards, no assists, 1 turnover, and 2 stocks, a steal in the block in 35 minutes, boss. So what did you see tonight from Uncle T?
So I'm saying there's a Tobias hater in the chat right now.
Tobias hater?
Saying that that he's just he's here. Saying that his mid range is trash or whatever. Take away his 5 misses and he's 8 for 12 from the field. Take away his 5 threes and he's 8 for 12 from his spot. And that's good. The threes need to start falling. I'm not saying that that's right, but you're not going to tell me that his mid range is shot. You can't come in here and tell me that's why you don't like Tobias tonight, in my opinion.
Oh, because of the mid range?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. They called it out specifically. His pull up is trash. Okay. I don't.
But the three ball is a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
I see what you mean. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
if you're gonna hate on him correctly, please.
Just come correct with it.
Oh man, Tobias and I know you just said this, like he shouldn't have to be the one that we rely on, and he's the one that I said we're gonna have to rely on the most in this postseason. Not rely on the most, but he's gonna be our most steady force, and he's proving to be steady. It just sucks that he has to be steady in this way, which is basically helping carry the offensive load in every single game.
Yep.
Still crushing on the boards. He got a lot early. Again, he turned it on for us when he gets to that turnaround shot. When that's hitting, it's like that's like unstoppable. Like that's like when he gets there, I'm almost like Cade level. Like, oh, that's going in.
In the midi, yeah. I agree. In the midi, yeah.
When he's in that groove. Sorry.
You good?
Yeah, I'm okay. He said, all right, again, the threes, they do need to start falling, especially this. He had a couple where he had a couple in a row. Like they just gave it right back to him and it couldn't get it. But I know he's frustrated by that as well. But again, like then dribble in. You saw him do that. We saw Jenkins do that last game as well. Like if the three's not, then take a couple dribbles in and get a more comfortable shot to at least get some points on the board. He did a good job against Banchero again today, I think, at certain points. Again, Banchero also ran him over. Banchero was getting to the line. He did the best he could, but I do think that he still had some solid effort for a guy who is one of our other targeted on defense. He can really just some guys he just does match up with well that you wouldn't really expect, and I think Banchero is one of them. So he missed a free throw later in the game as well, which we needed. Only one turnover. This is another solid, steady output from Tobias. Of course, the 0 for 5 from 3 is rough, but
yeah.
Other than that, 8 from 12 from the field is fine with me.
Yeah, like he's reverting back to last year Tobias from the corner. Because last year from the corner, he couldn't buy a 3. He couldn't buy one. It's tough when your 2 of your best half-court players go 1 for 11 from 3, though. You're not win.
Agreed.
You're just not going to win. So it's a bad shooting game. I agree with Organic. He's a 3rd option on the contending team and a 4th option on the championship. That's how I feel now, too. I think he's a very good 4th option on the championship team. But trying to have him as a secondary option, which he shouldn't be having to do right now because we know that's supposed to be Jalen Duren, right? So for this team, who I don't think any of us expected to win a championship, as a 3rd option for this team, yeah, I'm cool with that. But a 2nd option consistently in the playoffs, I think once again that's too much on his plate. I think. I think once again for what he brings, I'm happy with it. It's not even about
this is what
Tobias.
It is.
Tobias is the least of your team's worries. To be honest, he has a role and he totally nails a role.
I'm
not
He's
there.
Totally the least of our worries. Most consistent and reliable.
For me, it goes back to my point of we just got to get bigger.
Yeah.
And I still think we need to get bigger up front to start
Tobias
games.
never gets any love.
It's not about him. It's about personnel. Like to me, the Pistons just aren't big enough up front. They're just not big enough. They don't have enough of a presence in their front court defensively. And it's not like Tobias Harris is falling off. He's doing exactly what I thought he would do. I just feel like he would be much better suited as a scoring punch off the bench, as opposed like let him be the number 1 option off the bench and just go crazy against Tristan Da Silva and Anthony Black, as opposed to Paolo and Franz, who are just bigger. And it's harder for him to find a mismatch on those guys because they're just bigger. You know, you're not maximizing him, I don't think, with that unit. To me. So that's why I'm only saying that. That's why I was saying I'd rather see Isaiah Stewart. But Tobias is not like he's underperforming based on the standard you would expect him to perform at. It's just there's only so much he can do with his size defensively. That's it. It's the same thing with Duncan. Like he's trying, it's just he doesn't fit. So to me, like Tobias was great offensively. Outside of the 0 for 5, you got to knock down at least 2 of those, bro. You got to, because the misses came at crucial times too. They came at crucial times. We needed it. And one thing Eric always says is like, as a vet, you want to rely on your vets to be able to knock down shots for you in the clutch. I think about CJ McCollum right now, what he's doing over there. I'm not saying Tobias has to be that, but he doesn't. He contributes to what they're trying to do over there consistently. You know, he doesn't really hurt them at all. I'm not saying Tobias hurt us. He did from 3, but I just feel like it's a little bit too much to ask right now for Tobias Harris in this role. I'm watching guys like Franz Wagner get past him, just blow right past him. You know, I'm watching a bigger, taller Paolo get past him. You know, he did. You know what he did? I'm gonna give him credit. I thought he did a much better job tonight on Paolo. Paolo shot 4 of 18 tonight. That is terrible.
Yeah.
But a big part of that was Isaiah Stewart guarding him. Isaiah Stewart didn't allow Paolo to get anything. So to me, and he got us out running. So once it's just about maximizing these guys. I feel like Tobias is better maximized off the bench, just going crazy off the bench, getting buckets, and allow Stu to do what he does best with the starting group to get off the good starts. We've been playing from behind the whole series. I'm tired of that.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
We haven't imposed our will at all in this series other than 1 or 2 quarters. I'm tired of that. We got to hit first out the gate, bro, with toughness, with rebounding, with transition opportunities, with stops, turnovers, just getting under their skin, making them uncomfortable from jump. So that's what I feel like Isaiah Stewart would do if he was a starter next to JD, making JD's job defensively a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Right? Allowing JD to kind of just find his way. So that's I know it sounds like a negative take on Tobias. It's not a negative take on Tobias. It's a negative take on how he's being used.
I don't think it's a negative take. I just think at this point, I think their rotations will be different, but there's no way the starting lineup is changing. I think it's kind of moot to talk about at this point.
No, yeah, like we can talk. I'm gonna talk about it. You're right. It probably is moot, but I'm still, because it's on my mind. It's bothering me. I got to get it out. But you're probably right, because I was hoping tonight it would change. It didn't. Probably won't next game. I hope it does, but it probably won't. But I think Michael made a point here. Tobias on this team should be coming off the bench, giving us 14 to 16. Easy, efficient 14 to 16. Mike, I see him going, 7 for 10, 6 for 10, 6, 7 for 12. Efficient, because it's easy. Because it's against guys that he can just punish, So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But that's where I'm at with that. But you're right, it probably won't happen, boss. Probably won't happen. But I'm just pointing it out because I'm seeing it over and over again now. So that's my thing on Tobias. But based on what you expect from him as a player on this team, I'm not mad at it. Just gotta hit a couple threes, bro. So anything else on Tobias, boss?
No, I'm just very grateful for him. I think he's a big reason why there hasn't been blowouts. I think he's a big reason, despite, what you think his role should be, he's stepped up to help this playoff team. He hasn't regressed in any way to hurt the team. And that's just been incredible too. And the way we're playing, he's playing, again, the most consistently, most steadily. So I just want to give him props for that, because it's clearly hard to do since no one else is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough right now. All right, boss. Let's keep pushing, man. Let's go to Jalen Duren, guys. Jalen Duren, this guy, game tonight, finished with 12 points on 5 for 8 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, 8 boards, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 2 stocks, 1 steal in the block in 31 minutes. What'd you see tonight from JD, boss?
I'm going to punch him in the face.
Can you reach him?
I would pay to just grab him by the shoulders and shriek him hard. Hello, again, please, JD, wake up. And it's not even like
she about to go into on a JD rant like a going Tobias rants. Go ahead.
Immediately not grabbing rebounds with 2 hands. Immediately trying to be all fancy. Let me do this no look pass to Duncan. Oh wait. First of all, it's about 2 inches from going out of bounds. Second of all, there's a Magic defender right there. Like, what are you doing? Like, and I'm so sick of waiting. I keep thinking like this is the game. This is the game where JD, I'm not saying come out and figure everything out and get it done, but there's been, again, I told you there's little glimpses in this game, a little glimpses in last game, but there's been nothing to show me that he wants this, that something has gotten through to him. And it's like, do you want the season to end? Are you missing something in Cabo? Like, what's going on? Is there is there a festival? I don't know. You're 22. I don't know. And so I don't understand. And I don't want to hate on him because 22-year-old.
No, I think you just
I've
saying
been,
what you see.
I've been saying how he's the best center in the East, in my opinion, the second half of the year.
Yep. Yeah.
Wendell Carter would probably be ranked one of the worst for me. And I mean,
so you think it's mental for sure? I feel you.
No, I don't even know if, but I like how you say, like, I don't even know if it wasn't Wendell, if his head.
No, I
would be
said
like,
mental.
I know mental. I know. But that's why I'm trying to get to my point is that if say we had a different, say it was Musa Diabate. Say it was another, say it was Bam Adebayo. None of us know what it is, and he could be playing this way in the first round against them too. So I if it's mental, I'm not saying it's mental for one individual. I'm saying it's mental for him.
Yeah.
But I don't get it because here he is, Detroit basketball. We're gonna bring tons of playoff stuff
runs
to you.
Detroit. Yeah. East runs through Detroit.
When I'm getting emotional. In a good way or a bad way?
No, probably not in a good way.
No, I mean, I got a lot of hate this season from, not hate, but I got a lot of pushback when I said that JD needs to step it up on defense. And people were like, why? You, especially dudes, rebounds are defense. Well, yeah. But I mean, like, just effort. I don't want no Jackson Hayes on my team. Like, I want someone who actually tries and cares.
Hayes, but I understand what you're saying.
Jackson Hayes
one's an all-star, one's not.
He's
let's not do that
right now.
Let's not do that.
I know, but I'm saying at this point, like, I don't revert to that. JD, where are you? Where are you? Where is Jalen Duren? I've seen the missing posters cracking me up, the memes, because genuinely, JD, where are you? And it's like I'm not even hating on JD. I'm hating on whoever is pretending to be him right now. It's like, who replaced you? Does he have a secret twin brother? I don't know.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
So just overall though, that was just all very personal. But I just want to say, JD, I'm waiting for you to lock in because I know you've got it. And I think the hardest thing is just watching him make these mistakes that he looks so sure-handed on that he had fixed, like, you know, the boards, like getting to the basket. It's not even if you're having trouble finding a shot in the paint, like that does hurt us. But it's not only that. It is, again, not grabbing the boards confidently, letting guys box you out, letting guards fly in from behind
Boxing
you, letting
out.
them
You're
get
right
the
about
cut, doing these silly passes, not bringing the ball, like these turnovers. Like, it's like everything. I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. I mean, this is. I feel you. This is the growing pains for JD, man. This is definitely growing pains for JD. He's not playing well right now. He's not playing good basketball. I watched I forgot who posted it, but I just somebody sent me something with just like some of the lowlights, I guess you could call them, for him in the series. And a lot of them is just unforced errors. Like bringing the ball off the court, trying to cross Wendell over. Now I'm like, is it personal, bro? Because why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I'm like, okay, what's really going on? Like, that's not, I've said all year, boss. Boarding and pushing. I want my guards doing that. I want my wings doing that. Whenever I've seen JD do that more times than not, he's turning it over. And he hadn't really done it this year that much. Before that play last game, or whenever he did it in game 2, when he was trying to like, why are you reverting back to that? Why are you doing that against him right now? What's going on? So, like, for me, I don't know what's going on, but like mentally, y'all need to stop this Jackson Hayes stuff, bro.
They liked my reference. They liked my reference.
I'm not doing that.
I'm just comparing to how he's playing right now. You watch
right
the Lakers.
Now. Okay.
You watch the Lakers. Does Jackson Hayes, in terms of fire and passion and wanting to win, and this is someone that I talked about Jackson Hayes all season being a guy that I don't think wants any growth in this league, who's completely comfortable with where he's at. And then I'm seeing him out here screaming, arguing, getting all pumped, getting lobs, dunks.
Yeah. No, yeah. Talent. Okay, I thought you meant like talent wise. Okay,
no,
as far as
no,
okay.
I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about he's like playing like right here. He's giving us Jackson Hayes level impact.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
That's crazy to even say, but I mean,
you should know that about me. I would never.
I just had, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to, I know it's very emotional right now for everybody. I don't want everybody jumping off the ledge, on JD right now. But. He is 22, man. He's young. He's got to improve. Everybody has. See, to me, this isn't a situation where it's like, okay, we got to make a decision on JD. I don't know if he's 22. How many 22-year-old big men have we had in this league who are all-stars at 22 years old? So it's like, based on this series, you guys are right.
Right.
He's got to be much better. If it's being compartmentalized to this series, I 100% agree, because he's been taken out of the series. He's been completely taken out of the series. And I think a big part of it for him is he's not reacting well to being taken away the way that he is. Schematically, like they're taking him away. They're not allowing him to get to what he wants to get to. And now you see him brushing shots, trying to do things outside of what he's of his depth. It's just not a good look for him right now. If anything, I'm like, bro, if the offense ain't there, be a force defensively then. I saw that from King Breeze. If the offense ain't there, bro, be a force on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Be a defensive stopper. Like the 5 blocks he had last game, get 3 or 4 a game. Just find a way to be impact. And as far as the block or the dunk from, what was it? What's his name? Kane? What's his first name? Forgot his name. Kane, whatever his first name is. From Jamal Kane. That dunk was bad. But I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this too. That dunk on him seems so much worse because of how much he struggled this series. If that was Stu, they got dunked on by Jamal Kane, what would we be saying? Oh, whatever. Stu get him next time. The same way when Paolo dunked on Stu, we were like, whatever. Stu already got him once or twice. But the fact that JD's playing so bad,
oh man,
this just adds insult to injury. This just magnified it even more. That just put a microscope under it so much more. So I didn't know he's from Pontiac, Michigan. Okay, interesting.
It made me sick. Like, it made me like, I think I developed a fever from that. Like, I was physically ill after seeing him do that to JD after all this. I'm like, this is the last thing he needs. This is the last thing he needs for his confidence, Jamal.
Yeah, that's funny. JD looked like a Mike Tyson punch out, and like, I'm a Glass Joe. Remember Glass Joe? Zeppelin. Screaming. Oh man, that's funny. It also seemed worse because he slipped. Yeah, he slipped and fell back hard. Yeah, I know. He's got to be better, man.
The same face he's had all series.
He has seemed confused. He's had that deer in the headlights look that you pointed out from the beginning. Like I'm
like, are you drugged up? Who did this to you?
Yeah.
Are you safe?
We're not going to win if he keeps playing like this. He's too important. He's been too important to this team all season to continue to play like this. So, ain't no time for excuses. Ain't no time for explanations. It's just time to ball out, bro. Figure it out. You're better than Wendell Carter, bro. You're much better than Wendell Carter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And once again, coach, whoever, you got to find a way to get him more involved. Period. Whether that means playing other guys with him or whatever it is, like I mentioned, right? They got to do something. He has to be better, period. There's no excuse for it. No excuse for it at all. So that's all I got on JD, man. Like he's averaging like 9 points in this series, I think. Something we had tonight. How many points do you have tonight? 12. So maybe he's at 10. 10 points in the series.
No double digit rebounds yet this series.
No double doubles at all. Yeah, this series. Yeah, like it's not a good feeling, but when he's coming back in, I'm like, and I never really feel like that with him normally.
Right. Oh yeah.
When I'm like, oh, Paul, that's not Paul.
JD's back on the floor. You're like, shoot.
That doesn't happen often.
Never. Never.
But I think as a 22-year-old kid, he's just struggling, adjusting to how much attention he's getting.
And that's like, and I'm not. I can't call it out because he did okay. Like he's done okay on other big stages like All-Star, like things like this. But I know it's a little bit more pressure. But by game 4, you got to have it figured out. That's funny.
Right. That is funny. Right.
But for me, it's like I'm not saying bench him completely. I'm saying make it a 3 big rotation with Stu gets the most minutes. Make B-Ball, Paul, and JD extra like equal. Make it a 3 big. Give him little spurts.
Yep.
Don't let him hang out there too long. And
Michael, this is what I'm saying. Like that's why I think it's just a bad matchup for him. It's just a bad matchup for him, bro. This may be his tragic Johnson series, bro. When Magic Johnson played horribly and was the reason they lost, and it took him a while to get that narrative off of him, this could be that for him. This could be his 3 air ball in a row Kobe Bryant game. this could be that for him as a young player, right? A lot of young players go through this when they're working and figuring it out. It looks ugly, but this could be what he needs long term to be who we think he can be consistently. So I'm not saying he's either of those guys because he's not, but I'm just saying principle wise, this could be his ugly moment. That's what I think this is for him. Because like you said, Mike, he was really good last year. When he, as a player, wasn't as good as he is this year. He was still much better last year than he was this year against the Cat and the Mitchell Robinson. So I think his matchups, I think it's a bad matchup. I think he's not handling the attention well. And I think he just needs to grow up. This is part of the growing process for him. That's really it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, boss. Let's keep going. You say Kobe and Magic were trying. I know what you're saying. So maybe if like from a mental standpoint, listen, I'm not excusing JD, bro. I'm just saying this is part of the reality though. Like before these 4 games, nobody had a bunch of ultimatums about JD. Right. All season long before these 4 so we can't define him on 4 games, is what I'm saying. We got to look at the full body of work. And he's got a lot of growing to do. This isn't the JD that I expect to see going forward, despite him playing really bad right now. So that's just me.
And for me, it's just the most confusing. It's the most confusing aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like it's just the most confusing. Like you got a couple bad games. You're like, okay, he's just shaking off the nerves. They're getting into rhythm. Now we're going to game 5. It's like we are waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting.
And,
for sure.
And it's like, and
we can't win with this.
And it's just confusing because I've seen him go against incredible bigs. Like I've seen him go against just, Jokic.
Wemby. Like 25 on Wemby.
We've seen him we were on national TV a million times this season. Like we've seen him show up. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's very perplexing. Mm-hmm. It's a very multifaceted situation for him, Bells. All right, let's keep pushing, man. Let's keep pushing, guys. Let's go to some bench guys. Boss, I'm gonna just run down the list.
People here for the first time are gonna be like, these guys just repeat the same words.
They say that same stuff every.
They got
it's a thing tonight, y'all. It's a thing tonight.
There must be a drinking game involved or whatever.
Right. Shots. It's definitely just water in here, y'all. I promise.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Let's keep pushing, boss. So let's go to I feel you, bro. I'll catch you on the flip. Let's start with Daniss Jenkins first, boss. Tonight, guys, Daniss Jenkins finished with 3 points. He didn't shoot well either. 1 for 6 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, 1 or 2 from the line, missing free throws again. Come on, Tank. 2 boards, 4 assists, no turnovers, no stocks, and 13. He didn't play light either. 13 minutes. What'd you see tonight? A little bit of an uneven game for me. But what about you, boss? What'd you see tonight from Tank?
Definitely uneven. I think 13 minutes was plenty of time for him to get more than one shot to go in.
Yeah.
So you want to see him, he had the most shot attempts off the bench.
Did he?
Yes.
You're right.
Which is also just gross overall. But you want to we could have used a little bit more of his offense tonight, especially, but I will, again, lower minutes, 2 rebounds and 4 assists, which was second most in the game behind Cade's 6, which I always point out because he is our second ball handler. He was on the court a couple times with Cade as well. Only 1 foul. The no turnovers, once again. I think that's just what the biggest thing is right now and why we want Jenkins on the court with Cade, even if it means Caris coming off as a ball handler, because he hasn't been too bad. He's been chaotic at times. You're just like, what are you doing, Caris? But but if he can come off the ball and handle the ball with Cade off ball, he's doing a good job. I mean, it also goes to show that we can give the Magic credit, but they haven't been able to turn Daniss Jenkins over.
That's the difference. That's what we were saying earlier.
There's something about his move or the way that they guard him that gives him that, ability. And again, he is still distributing, still finding shots. So it's not like he's out there just doing
passive.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So that's my positive for him. I mean, again, like I said, negative would just be if I want to see more than 1 of 6 shots go in. If you're going to take 6 shots in a game that we need offense, but at least he's not missing free throws like he was in earlier games this series, and I don't think he had any free throws tonight, did he?
He had 2. He missed
Oh,
one.
2. He missed 1. Okay, so never mind. He missed 1.
Yeah,
but
he's usually money. Like,
this team.
I know they're out of sync.
I know it's not just the Magic. I'm not discrediting the Magic, but I know it's not just the Magic. There's something else. I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm
already going. You guys can tell I'm loopy. I'm insane tonight. But
you see that pass he had to Javonte to Savage Wu? That when Wu cut to the hoop and he put it right on the money.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, he was diamond. His shot wasn't there. But once again, what are you doing if you ain't shooting well? What are you doing?
Yeah, he's fast.
4 assists. 4 assists, no turnovers in 13 minutes.
So I'll let you go off on it because, again, I have good things to say about him, but it's almost just like, again, in that time period, we need you to. And I mean, I guess I said this about him last time, too. I guess I said about Huerter last time. I was like, if you're going to be out there for that long, you need to put points on the board. He had 5 assists. He's still putting points on the board.
No turnovers. Exactly. Yeah. So
I mean, fine. Just make one more of your shots and your free throw and you're golden in that time for me, Daniss.
Yeah, for sure. He had a nice help side block at the rim, right, from behind. So, like, once again, the effort was there, energy was there, defense was there, facilitating was there. It's just a shooting. He's not shooting the ball well. A lot of his shots were late shots in the shot clock. We had to take a late 3. It's like not a good shot, no rhythm. But you can't go over 6. You can't go over 6. If I'm gonna get on over or 1 for 6, if I'm gonna get on Tobias for going 0 for 5, I gotta get on Daniss a little bit for going over 3 from 3. Like, nobody was really knocking down shots. There was a lot of points left on the board. Like, Cade had, listen, to be fair, Cade had 6 dimes. He should have had 12.
Yeah.
So many guys just missed open shots in this game. You don't excuse Cade's 8 turnovers, but he should have had a way more assists than he had. So Daniss, he's got to be better with shooting the ball. I think he's struggling a little bit with just how big and physical this team is. It's hard to get your shot off against this team. Even though he's 6'3", those guys are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 7', 8, 9, 10, right? When they're switched on to him. Which is why I was thinking a guy like Marcus Sasser would have an even tougher time getting his shot off against this team, and why he would have a tougher time defending these guys because they're huge. They will hunt him out, Sasser, every single time. That's why we're not seeing it right now. He's just not big enough in the series. It's just, he's a dog. You can't teach size. I've said it all year. Trajan said he wants defensive versatility and size. He said it from the jump. So against a big team, you're not going to see Sass. And it's not nothing much like Tobias. It's nothing against him. It's just matchup-wise, it doesn't work for him. So back to Daniss, he's got to shoot better than 1 for 6. Like, you got to give us a little bit more. You got to give us more than just 3 points. But everything else he did well. He defended well. He distributed well. He took care of the basketball. He played, he had I think he had a block. He didn't even register. He had a block in his game, a help side block. So he's got to be better. He played great in the regular season. But once again, they're making adjustments. They're a good defensive team. And I think guys who are not, big guys struggle. They struggle. So I think he's just kind of, once again, he's a rookie, guys. It's his first playoff series. He played 6 games last year in total. And those were like into the season games. Didn't really matter. So he's still learning on the fly as well. I still think he's the best option as the backup point guard because he's your only other point guard on the roster. So as much as I may want to see him play with Cade together, I think it's better to go with a guy like Huerter who can do some of what Daniss does, and you still allow Daniss to be fresh coming into the game as that backup point guard. So that's just my take on Daniss. Got to be better, but it could be a lot worse. Yeah. It could be a lot worse. But his shooting percentage is not great. He's got to pick it up, and he's got to knock down his free throws.
Yeah.
We've seen him, I think, twice already in this series go over on 2 separate occasions. Tonight, 1 for 2. That's been his bread and butter. It's just the technical part of his game, just knocking the fundamental part of his game, just knocking down free throws. He's been great with that. Can't miss free throws. So a lot to go around. This is just his piece. He wasn't great in this game. A lot of guys weren't great in this game, and he didn't stand out too much from everybody because he didn't have a great game either. So a lot goes into it, but I'm hoping he can play better. But I think his role should be exactly what it is right now.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
That's all I got, guys. Let's go now to let's go to Kevin. Let's go to Kevin Huerter, boss, in this game. He only played 3 minutes, guys. I don't know what happened. I was so disappointed when I saw him go down, or not even go down, but I didn't see him return. He just didn't come back into the game. He played 3 minutes, no points, no shots, 1 rebound, and that's it in 3 minutes. So, Boss, in the
Yeah.
limited minutes you saw from Kevin Huerter, what did you see? What was your reaction to him going down or to him not coming back to the
Just
game?
incomplete. After when I noticed that he hadn't come back, I just kind of remember that he was, questionable, and I feel like to enter the game. And I just feel like that, even if you hate coaches' rotations or question his lineups, there's no way he plays a guy for 2.5 minutes and then just benches him. Like you can't do anything in 2.5 minutes. So that just tells me that they tried it. It didn't work. They didn't want to push it. I mean, I don't know what his injury is. I think it was hip and stuff, but
his left hip was bothering him.
We just saw, I was watching when Dante DiVincenzo went down. I saw Ant's hyperextension. Like there's just some things you're just a little cautious about.
Too.
Aaron Gordon,
Stu scared me too the way he came
down.
I know.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And he got pushed by Bane afterwards. That's why I felt like it came from too. But he just felt a little awkward. But
like
Ant.
It looked like Ant.
Right. Ooh, yeah. And Aaron Gordon was in the last game for the Nuggets, and he's out this one. He was out tonight. So just little things you're just like, you want to if Huerter was like a starter, maybe if it wasn't Huerter, they might push it a little bit. But there's no, as much as, Huerter has been beneficial and we've seen him in roles and really, be able to get up threes and get up shots and create good defense. And last game, he was huge on the assists. It's just kind of, I'm sure that they were just like, if you're feeling it, it's just not worth it because it's not an elimination game. As much as it feels like, as much as it feels like it right now, it's not an elimination game. So
you don't want to risk further injury at all.
Yeah.
And same for me. I talked about it earlier as far as the whole Kevin Huerter spiel. So I'm not going to go too deep into that again. I thought he was solid. He was part, even though it was 3 minutes, he was part of that comeback early in the first quarter, late in the first quarter. Right, he was part of the reason the Pistons were able to get back into it. When he came into the game, Stu came into the game. I think Javonte came into the game. Those guys together were a big part of why. And I was watching. He got switched on Apollo again for the one time he guarded him. He made him give the ball up. It was a mismatch. Apollo tried to post him. No help came. He just played him straight up and forced the ball out of his hands. So that's something that you need to have, I think, in that starting group at that shooting guard spot. So we talked about it with Duncan, all that. I'm not going to get into all that again, but I just think it's important to keep that in mind. He's not an all-star, right? He's just a very good player who fits this team well. And if he's able to play, I am sliding him in at the 2-guard spot. And I'm living with this 3-point percentage. I'm living with all that because he can do so much more for you outside of just shooting as well.
Yeah.
And he can help Cade. So
agreed. I do hope he's okay, and I think that he can be a huge factor in Game 5 for us. Absolutely. So I do hope that he heals up.
Hope he is healthy for sure. King Breeze says the Spurs have 4 guys who can put the ball on the floor and score. OKC has 4 or 5. The Lakers have 3 to 4. Nuggets have 3 to 4. Celtics have 3 to 4. We the only team in the playoff that only has 1. Interesting. That's a good point. That's the thing. Like whatever happens this season, however it finishes, whether it's this round, next round, whatever, we're gonna know exactly what's needed this offseason to make this team better. Yeah. Exactly. This is what we're seeing right now is going to be very telling for what happens in the offseason. To your point, King Breeze, we this is not a finished team yet. Not a finished product. The roster is not complete.
I will just say too, we've been one of the top defensive teams. We've switched in first place with OKC. Like that plays a role as well. Cause I mean, the Nuggets broke NBA records with their offensive rating this year and they went 3-1. Now they're 3-2 against the Timberwolves. Very poor because of their lack of defense. Like there needs to be an equal balance. So I'm not disagreeing with this, but we got to highlight how our defense has gotten us to where we are at. And now it's just kind of a bit glaring of our offense. But again, this is hard for me. I don't think the reason I think to me it was just more of these things of like these turnovers in a matchup with the Magic. The way how close our games have been, it's been the turnovers.
20
for me. The points for the Magic have been able to get 25 plus points off of our turnovers, and we're losing games by single digits.
Right.
So I see. I don't disagree with this. I just don't think that would be the fix right now because if you can't shoot the ball if you give it away.
And I think it's a happy medium. Like we don't need 4 or 5. We could just need 1 or 2 with how good our defense is.
Agreed.
You know, because like you mentioned, the Nuggets are not a good defensive team. The Lakers are not a really good defensive team. They got 3 and 4 offensive guys who can do it, but defensively they struggle. And that's kind of where they balance out. We're the opposite. We can have 1 and 2, have a great defense, and that's how we do it. So
Right.
I do agree we need to have more than one, and that's why I think these playoffs are important because maybe we're
JD?
seeing now. Is it right? Maybe we're seeing now that JD can't be that reliable
He can't be the
second
number
guy in
2.
the playoffs. So
Yeah.
to your point, now we know how to go fishing in the offseason.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I think this is good for us to see this and for everybody to see. It's transparency now. As great of a season as JD's had, maybe it's a little bit too much on his plate right now offensively, as far as being able to make plays and then be able to make adjustments when they focus on him. So this is good.
True.
So we'll leave it there. But I don't think either of you guys are wrong. I think you guys are both right. Let's see. Devon says, man, these comments are coming in fast, but
Yeah, let's keep going.
I want to keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Oh, real quick. Upgraded 2 and 4 and teams. Oh, yeah. That's where I'm at too. All right, guys. Let's keep pushing. Boss. Let's go to Caris LeVert in this game. Caris LeVert, guys, finished with 2 points. 2 points. On 1 for 4 shooting. 0 of 1 from 3. 5 boards. 3 assists. 2 turnovers. 2 blocks in 25 minutes. Sorry, I saw 2 points in 25 minutes, and I didn't read the rest of the stat line. I'm like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
All right.
That actually surprises me. I didn't think that I think Caris had incredible defense today. Incredible.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he did.
Incredible.
He did.
I think that's why it's surprising. It's kind of like it's a little bit reminiscent of the one that Wu had a couple games ago, where we looked at his stat line and you were like,
23 minutes and 2 points.
Yeah, you're like 2
that's
points,
why.
but you were out there doing crazy things. So Caris, you know, it kind of takes away because he had, you know, turnovers and stuff and went 1 for 4. But his defense, guys, and I know that there's 2 blocks here, but it was disruptive. He was getting
very impactful.
Pass. He was, you know, 5 boards, and some of those, you know, were tip outs. He was in the paint. He was very good on that aspect. But again, like, you know, 1 of 4 isn't going to cut it in 25 minutes. You want to see some more offense, but I will commend him. Like I had no worries with this. Is people are, you know, today JD was my Caris. Like when I saw JD come off the bench, I'm like, oh God, here we go. When I saw Caris come off the bench, I'm like, I was fine. So that's kind of how I feel about it. He just showed up and showed out defensively for us, and the effort is definitely there. Of course, again, we just need some more offensive production, but it's just hard to go at one guy when no one else on the bench delivered really offensively either. So.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like he's putting more of a focus on the defensive side, and I like it. Yeah, I like it. He's looking to be opportunistic offensively. It was kind of flipped earlier this season. Defense was there, but you could tell he was just trying to get to his bag offensively and, you know, make plays and stuff like that.
He did have
plus minus was a plus 11, I think.
Yeah, which is the highest. So and again, that is so interesting, but it does show the impact that he still had. I think that can help show the impact when the score doesn't.
Right.
You know.
Right. Exactly.
It helps show the impact in other ways when the scoring isn't high. So thank you for pointing that out because that kind of sums it up a bit.
And plus minus isn't everything, but I do look at that as well.
Right.
For sure.
Well, exactly. When you see 2 points but plus 11, you're like, oh, then there was something else.
Right. And that's what that told me. That's what that told me. I don't want to see him playing 25 minutes, but I think he played that much because Kevin Huerter was probably out. But I do think he was very good in his minutes. You guys know me. I'm not all about just scoring. I'm a defensive guy. It's all about. That's why I love guys like Isaiah Stewart and Ron Holland. So when Caris gives that kind of effort defensively, and Mike was right, like they really couldn't score on him tonight. And that's kind of what you want. That's once again how you get stops. That's how you get out in transition. That's all the stuff I love. I felt like Caris contributed to that, even though he didn't have a great output as far as scoring. So I liked what I saw. I don't want that many minutes for him. I think, 15 is good for him. But even in 25, once again, he didn't score a lot, but he did a lot of stuff. Like Javonte Green does stuff to help you. I feel like Caris did a lot of little things that got overlooked in this game. And his effort is always there. He's always sprinting, like just dead sprint, chasing down loose balls, just trying to make a play defensively. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I love. I love that.
He forced the 8-second violation at the end of the third.
Yeah, exactly.
Just chasing that down, because if he just let that go, then maybe Bane would have tried to grab it, but Bane didn't try, So there And then
100%.
I forget, like he had again in the deflection in the last possession, like just little things that he was all over to help the team out in that aspect. So
I want to give him credit for that. You
Yeah.
know, I got to be consistent. I got to be consistent.
And again, guys, like I've said, just in terms of coming up short, some of these frustration things, it's so nice to see the effort from some of these guys. It's so nice to just see it on like to see like at least that they're trying. So you know, and of course they're gonna try because they're like when you really when you just see these guys not give up on things that other teams might give up on and something like that, just to try to go the extra mile, to do the extra step to help the team. Huge.
Yep. I agree. So shout out to him for the effort for sure and the impact, not just the effort, but the impact that I thought he had defensively for sure. All right, guys, let's go to Javonte Savage. Can you whoa Green in this game? That was a struggle to even see that tonight. And it's not because of him. Tonight he had 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting, 1 of 3 from 3, 5 boards, no assists, no turnovers, and 3 stocks, a steal and 2 blocks in 17 minutes. Boss, what'd you see tonight from Savage Wool?
Yeah, fantastic. I don't mind 2 of 4 from him. We asked for his defense and he gave us 3 stocks. I think the most surprising thing for me is the 4 personal fouls, because you know how last game he had none. And the game for that, he had like 1 or 2. Like he's just not known for fouling. I think that he just took on some bigger tasks. And I know that he didn't agree with some as well. You could see he was getting angry out there. He's definitely passionate, wants to takes his minutes seriously out there. But 5 boards again in 16 minutes. It's only 3 less than JD in half the time. And I'm always, no matter who our center is, I'm gonna call them out. You know, if and like Stu got 3 in 17, so Will got more than Stu in less time as well. But
but Stu also had like, well, go ahead. I'm looking at other stuff Stu did too.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yes. Agreed. Agreed. But so Will, good minutes. I mean, kind of surprised. I think the lack thereof. I'm not really sure why it wasn't closer to 20. It's been closer to that 23-minute range. I'm curious if it was, especially 2 for 4. Well, 1 for 3 and then 2 for 4. But I'm wondering how fast his fouls happened. I can't recall. I wonder if he maybe got pulled for some foul trouble. But Ausar was doing a good job out there. Tobias wasn't getting killed, and Wu and Tobias tend to come in for each other at times too. So that might be more pertinent why. But hopefully he gets back up to over 20 minutes because he's obviously out there crushing it in that time.
Yeah.
Fouls or not, that he can always count on him to get stocks and everything. And
I wonder if
offensive is a bonus. So.
Yeah, because he had 23 2 games ago, 23-2 last game minutes. I wonder if Caris was just like JB thought Caris was playing so well that he was just like, I'm just riding with Caris. Because he played like it felt like 8 or 9 straight minutes did Caris LeVert.
Caris only had 1 foul, so I'm just wondering if today whoever Caris's defensive assignment was just worked better.
Yeah, because we'll have 4, and one thing you say about him usually is no fouls or 1 foul. But
and a couple of them was Banchero running into him. I think Wu was. I think I wouldn't be surprised if one was a frustration one as well. Like he just was getting run over a little bit. So I think that goes to show too, because if Caris was lacking on defense, I think
no way he play
that much. I think those time limits would be switched. So
I agree. Yep. Yeah. Okay. That's all I got on him, man. Yeah, like I don't really have a lot of Javonte Green. Like he played the way we were accustomed to seeing him play. You know, as far as just being able to like this. Once again, this is tough. It's tough, man. They're a good defensive team, man. Like they have a lot of big, like they have guys that make Wu looks kind of not small, but like make him look his size.
Yeah.
Because Wu usually looks like he's 6'8" out there, the way he plays. But when you got Paolo out there who's 6'10", and you got Franz out there who's 6'10", like they make him look 6'5" because they're big. You know, you don't see a lot of guys out muscling Javonte Green, you know, but they got guys who are just bigger. So I think he's doing the best he can. He's still being effective, but he's not quite as effective as he usually is because this team is just really big and athletic and physical too.
Yeah.
So, you know, but yeah, he's doing his part. He's doing his part for sure. So I have no issues with Wu. No issues. Any turnovers tonight for Javonte Green?
Nope.
Mike, no turnovers for Wu. That's something we were watching. Remember, we were watching that with him as far as his turnovers and how he was playing and how he was being used. in the fast break, bobbling the ball here and there, not a lot. Just not being as careful with the ball. Not tonight, Mike. I didn't notice that. So we always talk about him for sure. So that's a positive thing to see from him. Boss, let's keep pushing, man. Let's try to get out of here on a reasonable time. It's already 2:00 and y'all still here. It's crazy. Let's go to Isaiah Stewart, boss. Tonight, guys, beef stew, dog pound, big dog finished with 8 points, 3 or 4 from the field, 1 of them from 3, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Ooh, man, I didn't really see 1 from 3. 3 boards, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and 8 blocks, guys. 8 blocks in 17 minutes. 8 blocks in 17 minutes is why he needs to start, bro. I don't see how you see that and come away with any other explanation. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting into the starting lineup thing because I don't think it's changing, and we have.
I know I'm a glutton for punishment
more
when it
than
comes
one
to
game going, but I just incredible show out by him again. Like the blocks were insane, especially at there was one in the first on Kane that he had. It was like it was like offensive rebound block. Like there was a couple times where he disrupted a shot and then blocked the second chance opportunity. It was absolutely insane. He hit a 3 in the second, I believe, or in the second half. In the third, the 8 blocks is just gross. And again, I would have kept him in there longer, even if he's pull him if he's heated, and then give him 30 seconds to calm down and put him back out there. If you think he's really going to do something, but because they were getting under his skin as well, but he
8 blocks
is so impressive.
Insane,
he's just
bro.
so impressive, and just definitely
everybody was getting
him.
it. Sorry.
Yeah, just want to see him continue to get it going. I'm just getting through this so that you can go on your starting lineup rant. But
no, do your thing.
But no, I mean, that's all I can really say. He delivered in certain areas. He couldn't get the free throws. The 3 of 4 is huge. I mean, it's better than any efficiency that JD has gotten us. Yeah. It's one of, the free throws were rough, 4 fouls, whatever, 2 turnovers, and could have seen more rebounds, but completely makes up for anything on the court with 8 blocks. Is just insanity in 17 minutes. That's nuts. So
that's crazy.
He's just, again, another guy out there. He helped us get the lead, that 9-point lead in the second. And again, I think that just the way that B-ball plays matches more of Stu's intensity right now. I think what we need most is momentum and intensity. And that's what Stu is bringing us. I think that's what B-ball can bring us. Stu just needs more minutes, and hopefully, he can get that next game.
Yeah, and the thing about Stu is he's shooting, it's a small sample size, but he's shooting better than 50% from 3 in this series. Mm-hmm. So for those of you, getting to my starting line thing, for those of you who are worried about the spacing so far, just based in this series alone, he's shooting above 50%. Tobias is at 18%.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that's not something you would have to worry about in this series, because I don't think Stu is going to shoot 18% on decent volume. So it's not like the spacing would be a huge problem if you swap those 2 guys out. Just wanted to make that point, because I saw that a lot. Where the spacing is even bad or even worse, he can knock down shots too. Heisenberg said, I was proud of Stu. He was representing the letters and colors that are on his uniform. Yeah, and his defense was contagious. When he came in, it felt like Pistons basketball. Aside from who should start, whatever. When he was in the game, it felt like Pistons basketball. If you felt the Pistons starting to gain control of the game, the crowd was starting to kind of get taken out of the game. It didn't feel the same. The swag the Magic had changed, and everybody was getting it. Bane, Wendell Carter, Paolo, Franz, everybody was a victim of Isaiah Stewart. He can guard straight up, and you would see it getting on his pogo stick, blocking shots and turning back around, or contesting shots and turning back around and getting the board all in one play. Putting his imprint on the game, man. And I'm not looking for him to be a scorer, just be a threat. Mm-hmm. Just be a threat out there, and that's what he was. I don't see how you want to be a defensive team, or I don't see how you want to be the top defensive team in the league, and you don't have an all-NBA defensive player starting. If Stu had played enough minutes, he would have made all-team NBA defense the last 2 years. The only reason he didn't was because he didn't play enough minutes. Because why? He wasn't starting. If he plays starter minutes, he's all-NBA defense the last 2 years. I don't know how you have him on your team and you don't start him. I don't understand. It's not fair to him. He deserves those accolades. So that's all I got, man. That's all I got on Stu. To me, that's one of the changes that they have to make. If they don't, I don't think they get out of this series. That's my take. So we'll see. That's JD's problem or JB's issues to deal with. That's not mine. He's the coach. That's why I'm not the coach. All that stuff. So we'll see, guys. We'll leave it there, man. On Isaiah Stewart, it's frustrating for me. I usually am very positive about all these guys and everything, but it's just tough for me tonight when it just looks so glaring to me. It's part of the reason as to why we're not being able to get over the hump for some of these games. So I'll leave it there, guys. Let's quickly talk about Ron Holland. He did not play tonight. Another DNP for Ron Holland. I don't get it. I don't get it. No minutes at all. Like,
I know. I thought they would test it eventually. I'm more shocked about no B-ball after we saw him last game.
Yeah.
To be honest.
No,
I'm more shocked about B-ball.
Yeah, him. Okay, so let's talk about both of them.
In the third. Because I've said this. I think the third quarter is the best time to experiment when you just can't find a rhythm.
Yeah.
In any game. I think the third quarter is the best time. Finish out the third. Finish the 5 minutes with something new and see what it does. Because either it does nothing and you're in the same spot you are going into the fourth, either it skyrockets momentum,
right,
and you're in a better position going into the fourth to finish the game, or I don't see it ever fall with the guys we have. I don't see it ever falls off completely, in 5 minutes to enter the fourth.
Absolutely.
But you still then have a full quarter. So I always think in the third quarter, I thought for sure we would see some of these guys, and we did not. And I don't know. I personally am just struggling when I see our guys. When I see without adjustments, our guys fall short. It's hard to be like, this is what will fix it, because I want to. There's something that I could tell each of these guys. They'll be like, this is what will fix it. Mm-hmm. So I understand, but it's now like. This is how I felt about not the Nuggets, someone else, another team. I was just like, why are we this should have been the game to experiment a little bit, especially going down, because then if you lose, you at least tried something different. And of course we lost and didn't try anything different. And then now we're going into the elimination game. The next 3, no matter how far we make it, are elimination games.
Mm-hmm.
And now you want to experiment. It's like, but you had a little bit of a safety cushion to experiment now. So to me, it tells me that either they are going to experiment next game, which is in 2 days, not like they have a nice break.
Yeah.
Or B-Ball, Paul, and Ron Holland are not in the playoff rotation.
It'll be tough to swallow if we lose next game and they don't play. I think they don't play that's gonna be like
legit minutes. Like, don't put them in the fourth with 5 minutes to go to try to change it up then.
Yeah.
Put them in it's intentional minutes more so.
Right. I agree. This is the time to do it. I was surprised we didn't see Ron. I feel like Ron can be there's only so many to go around. I understand that. that. But for him to have back-to-back DNPs, I felt like maybe he was going with him. He didn't play because
trying a couple things. Yeah.
I'm just thinking because Woo's impact, he brings a lot of what Ron brings. Plus he has, some better leadership and experience. Plus he's a better shooter. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand that. Right. Exactly, Mike. So I do understand that. But instead of giving Caris 25, find some minutes for Ron in there. Tonight, which Caris played great, but this is like for him to have 2 back-to-back DNPs is strange. Especially when it's like B-Ball Paul too. Go ahead.
I don't know if it was too close to call. I don't know I don't know if it was because it was only a average of a 4 to 6 point difference. It wasn't a 12.
Right.
I don't know if JB kept thinking oh, they'll get over this. They'll get over the hump. It's close enough. It's close enough. It's close enough. I don't know if that's the reason why he didn't feel the need to try something else.
Yeah.
And because we did have good defenders out there. Caris was a great defender. But Ron's, again, when Stu came in and helped change it completely, when Stu and Wu and Jenkins came in the second and helped change it completely, to carry that momentum, you put in guys like Ron and B-Ball to keep that momentum alive.
Yeah.
To keep it,
Yeah.
keep the spirits up. That's why I think it was so devastating to just see JD and I love Tobias, but JD and Tobias back in. It's like we were just here.
Right.
We were just at this point. We need to.
And I feel you too, because like even B-Ball Paul may be even more surprising because it's not like Ausar is playing bad. Like Rod's backing up Ausar and maybe Wu. Like the guys ahead of him are playing well, so it warrants a little bit why Ron maybe shouldn't play. But with Paul Reed, like JD is obviously struggling. So to me that's even more confusing, even more so than Ron, because you have a guy who can help a guy who's struggling right there. Right? Ausar's playing solid. Wu's playing great. So okay, you can find a reason to say, okay, maybe that's why Ron didn't play. But Paul Reed's like, huh? So that's where I'm at. But yeah, Paul Reed not playing. That's an adjustment they got to make. Once again, I think if you start Stu, you force Paul Reed to play. So that's 2 birds with 1 stone. Ron Holland, if you can find it, okay, cool. Experiment. You got nothing to lose now. You're already down 3-1. It's it's kind of like timeouts. You can't take them with you. Adjustments, you can't take them with you. So it's like, gotta do it now. So we'll see, boss. All right. Somebody said, let me see. Anything else we missed here? I think we got everything. I think that's everybody we got. I think we got everybody.
Yeah. I'm like super impressed.
We could be here for 2 more hours, but I ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah, I'm tired. The Nuggets won, so I can go to bed 30% happy. So
I ain't mad at that. Okay. All right, guys. Let's jump ahead real quick and then we'll get out of here, man. So, guys, the schedule now switches up. You come back home.
I want to look at the L's.
I know. You ain't got to look at it. Close your eyes. Pistons come back home. I know you glutton for punishment. Can't help it. In the words of Dave Chappelle, I was disgusted, but I couldn't turn away. Anyway. So, yeah, the series shifts back home for the Pistons this coming Wednesday. And, guys, they are playing for their playoff life right now. So, boss, you have any thoughts really quickly as we prepare and look ahead to Game 5 that we haven't already addressed? Anything you want to throw out there? If not, it's cool too.
If I still have faith in this team, if they just not playing like this, I have faith in this team. If something, I don't know how to say, if they just get back to how they've been playing all season. Like I have faith in this team. I need to see it. I don't want to eke out. And I don't want to eke out a win. I don't feel good about that. I will still root for this team. It is not over. It could happen. I was telling dudes, I have my buddy. Oh, come on. It's been hours. But my buddy out here, I was telling dudes, I was like, I think the Nuggets can come back down 3-1. I'm not sure about the Pistons, just the way they're playing. And my buddy tonight was like, oh, if anything, at least we know that the Pistons could come back from 3-1. I don't know about the Nuggets. And I was like, what are we seeing? And he said the same thing. Like, this isn't the team that we've seen all season. So if they can figure out to lock it in, like, then if they can win pretty decisively, pretty confidently, they look good, then I feel very confident about extending this series. And it is kind of that whole, someone said it earlier too. I think even Tom said it. Like,
oh, Tom was here? I didn't know he was here. Shout out to Tom.
Yeah, earlier. If we win this one, if we win the next one, like once you get to 6, then it's anyone's game. And yes, it's very rare that it happens, but you just never know. So it's just one game at a time, and it's just such a bummer. So we just can't give up hope. Can't give up faith. We're going to be live for that.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll be live for that. It was hard not being live with you guys today because I had nowhere to release my emotions.
Yeah, I know it's tough.
It was tough.
Yeah. Yep, we'll be back per usual, guys, next game. I'm not counting this team out yet, boss. I'm not counting that. Like it may be, I'm not gonna say delusion because I don't feel like I'm delusional. It may just be optimism on my part. But I'm going to say it again. We've been here before against this team. We've been down 3-1 before against this team, right? But it came after they made a big change in the lineup. So I'm listen, if this is an omen for that, then I'm all for it. But I think the only way, boss, they're able to do it, something has to change with that lineup.
Yeah, they can't play
Stu
like
has
this.
to play more.
Yes.
We talked about it already, right? But that to me is the only way. But I think if a change is made, they are very much still in this series because we've seen when certain personnel plays together, how quickly they can turn it on. We saw it this game. We saw it in game 2. So not taking nothing away from the Magic. They're a good team. I still think we're the better team when we play with our proper rotations and lineups.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But this has happened to other teams, guys. I said it before, really quickly. The 2008 Celtics, when they won a championship, they went 7 games in round 1 to Atlanta. It took them 7 games to beat them, right? The 2022 Warriors, when they won, it took them 7 games to get past the Sacramento Kings and Kevin Huerter, when he was on that team. They won a championship that year. So you do see long series in the first round with the eventual champions, let alone number 1 seeds. So this series is not over yet.
Yeah.
This series is not over yet. So we'll see how it plays out. The Magic they got control of it though. Pistons don't have a lot of room for error. This is the time now to make the adjustments you need to make. All hands on deck, whatever it takes, period. So now we will see what happens beginning in game 5 back at home. So that's all we got, guys. We will leave it there, man. We appreciate you guys for showing up, man, as you guys always do. Shout out to Paddle and Power again. And that was a great time. Appreciate you guys having me out tonight. The food was great. Drinks were great. Atmosphere was great. Good people, all that stuff. Make sure you guys get down there one day, man. You guys will be glad you did for sure. And also, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe if you are new, man. Hope you guys have a great night, great morning at 2 a.m. And y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. See y'all Wednesday night.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot, and I'ma be physical with you the whole game. You know Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think of just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of canine. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking hundreds, I hear you're ashamed. Talking that chop, you must run this way. Tryna tell ya, if the dog palm, mess around, find out, if the dog palm, mess around, find out, for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better come for real, cause I'm like that. When you're ready for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better come for real, cause I'm like that.